You going?
Oh, we're going. Here we are, folks. It's the bonus episode time, and this is probably, I can't believe it's taken this long to get to this episode.
None of us believed that we hadn't done the Fiesta Bowl.
How could this not have been the first game?
That's what I said, because the first game we did was UCF.
Right.
Well, I think this one felt too obvious for a while.
That's okay. We're watching it now.
Love that starter jacket.
Man, sitting in these chairs like peasants like you guys is hard.
Yeah. Welcome to every day of our lives.
That sort of high step there that he had, it looked like something we're about to see.
He was practicing. Aw, happier days.
Yeah.
Look at the red. Is this the Orange Bowl?
Fiesta.
Okay, so this is Arizona, so you got more Husker fans there by far.
Yeah.
This was a year, too, where they kind of broke up the regular bowl alliance, because otherwise we would have been heading to the Orange Bowl, but they wanted to match up one and two, because the previous year we should have probably played Penn State.
Yep.
Instead we played Miami in Miami.
And beat that ass.
Now we get another Florida school, but not in Florida for once.
Yep. Who's that? Didn't he get taken out of the game pretty early?
Danny Werfel? No.
He played the whole game?
Yeah.
I remember him having to pull dirt clods out of his hair.
Old ball coach. Well,
God, are you sure we haven't done this one before?
I gotta tell you.
It really feels like Bill Cosby tossing the coin.
Oh,
That's
dear.
not Bill Cosby.
No, that's a ref. Yeah, that was Bill
No,
Cosby.
that was Bill Cosby, celebrity coin tosser.
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
I wonder what he was doing later that night.
Oh, boy.
Getting a couple drinks, probably.
Oh, boy.
Those
Tommie
helmets
Frazier.
already look old.
Yeah.
Right now, let's go down to Michael Barcam. Michael. Well, Jim, how big is this game for Nebraska?
He's dead now, probably.
His brain got smashed from those headphones.
They're big.
They look tight. Grant Wistrom, speaking of tight.
Particularly stirring and poignant is defensive tackle.
Yeah, greatest ball player ever except for Ndamukong Suh. How much racist shit do you think he says during this game?
Christian Peter?
Yeah,
It's
so
probably
much.
reserved for the previous year in the Orange
Oh
Bowl.
God, I wonder what he was
Michelle
calling
Tafoya.
Michelle Tafoya looks the same age now.
I was just about to say, she looks younger now.
Yeah. Probably the haircut.
Yep.
And they probably like do highlights and stuff now. They didn't do that back then. Highlights make you look younger. Like in hair.
Sure.
If she lives in LA, her hair's probably like lavender now. She probably has a couple tattoos.
I like me some Michelle Tafoya. I think she's better than the other guy, the other sideline reporter.
Is she Polynesian?
No.
I'm guessing that's a Latina name, right?
Tafoya?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chris Brown, true freshman.
See, I've watched this game on YouTube. That's why I don't think
I have many
I
times
have
too.
So we're familiar with the game. Of course, everybody's watched it, but they haven't watched it with our commentary.
Well, but I'm saying that's probably why I feel like I've done this before.
Yes,
But I
this is
feel
a
like
game
we had
all
some of these
love.
comments even.
Well, we did the Florida State. We haven't done Miami
look,
either.
They still think they have a chance.
We haven't done Miami either.
This doesn't feel right.
This feels wrong.
It feels like we've done this.
The bonus episodes have only been since we started Patreon, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we haven't done this as a bonus
Is
episode.
that Tyrone Williams?
Dude, we had to have done this before.
What
Well,
are we
whatever.
doing now?
We're doing it now.
It's another one. You'll get different thoughts this time
Yeah.
around.
Wouldn't this be listed somewhere if we did it before?
That's what I'm saying. I checked our YouTube channel. I checked our Patreon.
If anyone has seen this episode by us before, let us know after hearing this episode. And tell us which one's better.
But we've proven just with our conversation that we love to rewatch these games.
Yes.
So you're going to get new things. Mo Collins looks significantly different than she did on Mad TV.
Yes, Mo Collins, definitely.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those pictures.
Reggie Green is a skinny-looking offensive lineman.
Oh, first one down. There'll be more.
one of the real matchups. It's going
to be very interesting to watch all the Florida players get injured tonight.
The one trainer looked like Ed McMahon.
Yeah. I don't think the bunch of players get injured. Like
Hamstring. Yes.
This isn't a game that we demolished because somebody got injured. This is a game where we just
we
flat out.
But we were better physically though.
Yeah.
They may not have actually gotten injured. They may have just faked injuries to get off the field. Oh, he's mostly pads.
Yeah.
Everyone had neck rolls then.
That's true.
People wear way lighter pads now.
Yep.
Don't they look older? Like, I feel like that guy looks older than me.
Well, I think college linemen always look older. Yes, he is older than you now.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, they're at the 40. Don't they score first?
It's a close game in the first quarter.
They talk like it's Florida ready to come through
Florida's
pretty early.
picked to win.
Yeah. But like a quarter in at least, they're like, it's a game.
Right.
And it gets away from them quickly. Mike Minter.
Yes. Long-time professional player. That's the throws I was making yesterday.
Yeah?
That's about it. It was about that distance.
Jason Peter is definitely the more handsome of the two.
Those guys all played in the pros, didn't they? All those four.
Yeah.
So did two of those.
Two of those guys.
One of them played in the...
At least three of those guys.
I think Tony Phelan did too.
Then when you have it, that's the difference. That's 10 guys on the defense who played in the league.
Michael Booker was a first-round draft pick. Minter played forever. Oh yeah! Farley dropped it. I think we three-peat if Terrell Farley doesn't get suspended the next year.
For crack?
What was he suspended for?
I don't remember what it was for, but he didn't get a play in that Arizona State game.
Oh, right.
And then he found crack eventually because...
How do you know this?
I don't think there's any crack involved.
I've met the dude.
And he told you that he got some crack going?
No, you don't need to be told when someone...
That dude was looking to run.
Yeah, I can just listen to Jason Peters talk and know he had heroin addiction.
But we were talking Terrell Farley.
Yeah.
I know. And Terrell Farley, I'm Terrell Farley's picture. I'm pretty sure that's what
I think Terrell Farley ended up going into the military.
Did he?
Yeah.
And not the pros?
Yeah, he was too small to play in the pros.
And not fast enough to be a safety?
Yeah. I think you're thinking of someone else, probably.
Well, see, that's why we don't just accuse people of
maybe
doing
not.
crack.
Google Terrell Farley crack.
No, my God. How many times have you asked to look up somebody with crack? Ooh, look at this. You don't want to be distracted from that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them swinging him down. Now, that's a flag these days because they tackled him after they tackled him.
I will say this. Danny Werfel kept his composure pretty well, even though he got his ass pretty well handed to him this game.
Well, back then, Florida, they played Miami and Florida State every year, too. And, he had a tough schedule. But look at these guys. Watch at the end here. They still keep tackling. They weren't done.
They were trying to make sure he didn't win the Heisman next year.
Yeah, they were. They were playing against him the following year.
That's a good flat top on Tommich, by the way. That is the flat top of a guy with a learning disability.
Yeah, for sure.
He gave himself the haircut.
Well, he has a learning disability.
He looks like the bad guy in the Karate Kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the bad guy in an 80s movie.
Yes. All those characters had learning disabilities.
These guys all thought they were going to win.
Definitely.
And they definitely did not think they were going to lose by 38 points.
No, there's a point, and really it's probably at the Frazier run where it's just like, all right, this is inevitable.
No, it's before the Frazier run.
You're right. That was icing.
When I interviewed Tommie Frazier, the one thing he said was, everybody talks about that run like it's the greatest thing. He's like, they were so far behind at that point.
It didn't matter.
You can see they're not trying to tackle me. They're trying to strip the ball.
Right.
He's like, anybody could have made that.
Right.
Like,
they were just going for the.
Now let me tell you what my best play was.
Oh yeah.
It was
Colorado.
Are you gonna?
Colorado.
What's that?
when he gets hit and he's laid out flat sideways and he throws like a perfect thing to, I think it was Amon Green in the flat, right?
Yeah.
And flat took off, and then Amon Green took off for a touchdown.
Does your phone tell you when someone's coming to the door?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did it just do that?
Well, I heard a ding of sorts. I don't know.
A ding of sorts.
Doesn't yours have a see if you Uber Eats has map or car driving on it?
No, I don't have that.
We are not sponsored by Uber Eats, by the way. That's just
we didn't use
incidental
them.
Get
Get him, Terrell. Get him, Terrell. Oh, someone else got him.
Boy, but that was a hit.
This, every SEC school has one of these guys, the white wide receiver, who's like the most popular guy in their fan base.
Everybody. Clemson had that guy, Renfro.
Or the quarterback, Tebow.
Yeah, no, they always like the white wide receiver because
the gritty guy.
Gritty's the word. Also, the white guy being the operative element of it. It's like the great white hope for all of them. Like, see?
Especially in the SEC.
I don't think you can call it the Great White Hope if there's one on every team.
No, but every team has that in the SEC.
That was
Nebraska
Dabo Sweeney.
Right. Right. The way Nebraska always had the walk-on fullback. That was, that's kind of...
we walk-on fullback? I mean, Tom Radman was scholarship.
Well, they became scholarship players, most of them. They would become scholarship players.
Most of them walked on to start, and then they'd get whoever was the starting fullback would get that spot. Yeah, Rathman, Rathman has a case to be the greatest fullback in the history of football, or at least in the last 50 years. Marion Motley might have a case.
Never heard of her.
It's a man.
You're not going to run on this Nebraska team, guys.
No, so just stop trying.
Damn, we got to run another play here. I've been looking up some plays, and then I was playing golf, and let's just run a play.
Jason eventually changes his number to 55 once Christian graduates.
That's like the one thing that my mom surprised me about was she was like, she meant to say the double nickel, but she said the wooden nickel.
About the number 55?
Jason Peter, yeah.
She called him wooden nickel?
She called him wooden nickel, and I was like...
So that means he's a fake.
No, he's just a really old nickel.
I don't think nickels were ever wooden, and legal tender.
Not even,
No, coins, because listen, coins, Romans used metal coins. You wouldn't go to wooden coins. Wooden coins is the stupidest idea in the world. You'd set fire to them and they burn up.
Like paper.
Yes, that's also stupid. But it's much lighter, much lighter.
But paper money, I mean, you see what Pat's point is, right?
I do.
I don't think you do. I think Pat's smarter than you.
Well, that could be, but
you only bust that out when you want to make Joe feel dumb.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Which is always.
I should have turned off the safe zone on my editor. That's why it's got those random white.
No, I like it. I like it a lot.
That's how we know.
We can tell what's
we
going
scored
on.
3 points. We can't keep scoring field goals. They got to score a touchdown.
They think their SEC speed is going to keep Nebraska from getting to the perimeter.
But
it's football the way, guys.
Oh, boy. I remember this. For the whole quarter, that football is in the frame. Just takes a lot of the field out.
How about that message?
Is there a worse national championship stadium than Sun Devil Stadium? Well, actually, the old Orange Bowl. Now that I think about it, there were some shitty stadiums.
There were.
How did we not do this game first?
I don't know.
I think we did want to save it for some reason. We were like, it was too obvious almost. Foolish on our parts, huh? But now we've got it.
Was the Scott Frost the first time we did a bonus episode? It was the first time we did bonus episodes like this.
What were our other bonus episodes?
I don't know.
I don't remember. We're going to have to...
That was worth it.
What did he do?
Hit his elbow on something.
Right in the chair.
Oh, Clinton Childs.
That really hurt.
Clinton Childs has like a giant-ass gray beard now.
Was he like a linebacker returning kicks?
Nah, he's a running back. We had like a half dozen running backs, man.
Yeah.
Clester Johnson.
Oh, that's a
great
flag.
Husker wide receiver.
There's a flag.
I love the 90s badass celebration. Everyone's hopping around, and then eventually on the sidelines, they do like a choo-choo thing.
Yep. Well,
I love how they just show like the passing stats. Like those are the what. Eventually they get to the rushing ones, but like that's why he didn't win a Heisman because they cared about passing stats more than anything. It's like just don't.
Well, and there were those offenses that were throwing for a lot of yards, and there were always guys like that who had those better stats.
Or offenses that were handing Eddie George the rock 9,000 times.
That Eddie George Heisman, come on. I mean, Johnny 3 yards in a cloud of dust. One of the most boring running backs. There's nothing to that guy.
Who?
Eddie George. Oh.
Awesome.
Ryan's butthole fell out. It's the alarm.
Here comes Huskers, Tommie Frazier under center, and Lawrence Phillips.
I always wonder about that short side run that Nebraska does. They don't do it as much in their new offense. But I just never thought, especially when they had the advantage of speed, running to the short side.
Well,
to
because
me
they would
always
run north and south and still outrun people.
Yeah, I just felt.
And also, look at Lawrence Phillips' head size.
Yeah, it is big.
That's funny. I was like,
3 of those guys played in the pros. Dishman, Taylor, and Graham. Maybe Anderson did. Anderson looks like 40. With those glasses, did you see him?
I didn't.
He looked like a professor.
Lawrence
Phillips.
Lawrence Phillips breaking one inside the 30.
All day.
Brought down by Anthony Lott.
You think they called him Larry?
I do. I don't think they did.
Jim, when you get the ball deep to a player like Lawrence Phillips, you're going to get some yards behind that Nebraska offensive line. They're the best offensive line in the country, and the deeper he gets the ball, the more he can see the running lanes develop.
Fullback Jeff McAvick.
Bring it in. This is an eat while you go kind of show.
Now from the 28.
You think there's going to be fans who are seeing this game, they're going to be like, bring back the fullback.
If it was anybody but Scott Frost, yes.
Yeah.
I think Scott Frost gets.
He's the only one who gets it.
Yeah, the only one.
Really, he truly is.
Games against the SEC teams they faced, they allowed 1 touchdown or less. On the line, Church, Barnard, Chester, and Campbell, the linebackers, Daniels, who made the last hit.
I mean, these guys, if you look at in the pros, none of these guys did what the Nebraska guys did.
That guy looks like that actor. Do you watch Black Mirror?
I've seen a couple episodes of it. Few. It is. It's very good. Let's talk about it, Jim.
Watch
Black Mirror.
Well, Jim, Nebraska controls.
These guys are going to be eating some food for part of this, so maybe you're going to want to order some food at this time if you're out listening to this episode while you're watching the game.
Grubhub.
Also not a sponsor, but we're just mentioning any business that we use at this point. We're drinking Diet A&W root beer. Also, not a sponsor.
Did Lawrence get in trouble while I was gone?
No, he did okay. He got a 23-yard run.
Didn't get arrested for it?
No, he may be getting a talking to for something right now.
I think that was Sheldon Jackson. One of my favorite tight ends in Nebraska football history.
Sheldon Jackson?
Yeah.
I was always a Johnny Mitchell fan. First-round draft pick. New York Jets.
You're just happy because he
played for the Jets?
Flamed out with the Jets.
Well, I mean, who doesn't flame out with the Jets, honestly? That's where players go to flame out. Le'Veon Bell?
Such a player started to flame out, too.
He could, well, true. He could, Le'Veon Bell, this could be a big flame out year for him. Oh.
That was a wonderfully designed play.
Yes, it was.
Not a great pass, but it didn't have to be.
No. Easy score.
Aaron Taylor, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Clester Johnson, Husker Jeopardy winner, on the celebration.
Oh. So did he kill you guys?
No. He won, though.
Yeah.
Is your phone playing audio?
Nebraska has done this for 30 years. They start
Bud dialed my friend.
And then they come back with a counter play,
Man.
either a pass or a run. This was a little counter pass.
They just drew everybody to one side.
Yeah, that was so easy. Yeah, well, that was the key to those. Oh, did that not go in? Oh, boy, bad sign.
Oh, Chris, come on, man.
This that was the thing with Nebraska in those days. There was so much dominance in that run play that you could fake off of it at any time, really. Yeah. That's why they always had those, 20-yard open touchdowns to the tight end or a wide receiver, because everybody bit on the fake and isn't covering their guy anymore. Is that Clester there?
No, that's Clinton Childs.
Clinton Childs, okay.
I think.
I love the snow commercials.
So
also, I love the early part of the game where people you can hear now guys like Jim Nantz that block kick could have a huge impact on the game.
Right.
Jim, it's hard
Wrong.
To get Nebraska that kind of field position.
Gators will begin at the 20, but watch the way Tommie Frazier fooled them again.
I'm proud of you.
On this particular play, we have
for locking your dog out.
We talked about at the start of the game.
That's what he wants to do when Canali kids are brought to the podcast too.
I mean, I've never endorsed bringing Canali kids to the podcast, only in so much as it's hilariously disruptive.
And nobody but you.
Well, I mean, it's disruptive.
It's just
to
disruptive for everyone. The hilarious part may only be to me.
Man, Aaron Taylor got out in front of that play.
Vincenzo might actually be better at the podcast than Anthony. Anthony, he can't sit still.
Well, Vinny reads. He has a subscription to The Athletic.
Yes, right. And he's a much he would love this episode. He's a great fan of the history of the game.
Grant Wistrom is a skinny defensive end.
He wasn't when he got to the Rams.
He put on a decent amount of weight. He talked to us about that a little bit last time.
Who?
Grant, that he put on a decent amount of weight with the Rams.
Yeah.
You gotta. Okay, well, let's see. I got a tea time at 9 in the morning the next day, and I think I might be able to get 36 in.
Again, there were some
accurate
exchanged after the play. Chris Doring with Tyrone Williams on him.
Tyrone Williams didn't get in trouble while I was gone either, did he?
No.
Okay, good.
One of the interviews we had with him that he liked to talk a little smack during the game.
He liked to talk a little smack during the game.
We'll see what a tough guy you are, Johnny Doring.
Chris.
More like boring. Oh. Actually, he's having a pretty good game.
What?
He's having a pretty good game. It's the first quarter. He's got 56 yards.
Is Bob Greasy the color commentator?
I think so.
He should probably not say the words talking smack. Especially not 25 years ago almost.
Williams the tailback. Elijah Williams, only 2 yards. Football was loose.
Man, I just can't get over how many people want to talk about winning with. We used this word earlier, but the gritty guys,
right.
not using it in the same context as earlier, but it's unreal how much NFL talent there was on that defense.
Oh yes, but that's what you see. That's why this was a dynasty on par with Alabama, because during these years, that's what they were doing. They were filling the league with their players. Oh, what a dangerous pass that was.
Here's the thing, too. There would have been, if Nebraska didn't run a completely different offensive system than what NFL teams ran.
Oh, right.
They would have had oodles of offensive NFL talent, too.
And they still did. Look, Nebraska had the #1 pick in the draft at wide receiver at a time when they were running 90% of the time. Irving Fryer. I know you knew. The salad? So you and Pat?
Irving got himself in some trouble for some stuff, too.
Oh, certainly. Dropping that football in the Orange Bowl. That's what I'll never forget.
He also got in trouble for tax evasion or...
Yeah. Some kind of scams.
Tax fraud.
I think involving real estate.
I think it all caught up to him after he dropped that ball in the Orange Bowl.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you don't have to. I still think about it. I was actually, you were barely talking and breathing at that time. 1983.
That was the 83 season, right? Not the 83.
Right. January 1st, 1984. How old were you, Ryan? Yeah. You didn't cry that night like I did.
I've never cried.
I was a little less than 4 months.
Jesus. You were crying for sure.
I think
you pooped your pants that night.
I think it was it the day I was born that Nebraska hung 84 on Minnesota?
Oh.
But Nebraska will have its second possession in a moment.
It's still the first quarter? Come on. Are those guys in the stands? They're really big fans.
They're definitely not going to see the field for the first 3 quarters.
Right, they might as well be. They're pushed back to that level. Come on, Larry.
From Tommie Frazier, John Vedral has
Larry Phillips.
Oh no,
that's a different sounding name.
Ryan.
Oh shit. Ryan's computer's about to turn off, but he had to get that last bite of salad in there before he plugs it in. So if this goes out, blame the salad.
My own opinion is that
I wonder why guys don't. I mean, are the big pads? They're not that much heavier, and I feel like
it's a greater distance between the players on the hits. I think you're right.
I think it makes sense to still have them if you're a running back.
I agree. Just having the cushioning there, like I feel like there's no way you can make a pad.
Ooh.
That is smaller. It could be Teflon or whatever. It's still, you're feeling the impact.
Yeah.
Out, dog, out. Out. Oh, going under the table. Smart dog.
Earl Campbell wore a lot of pads and could eventually not walk.
That's true. He also wore tearaway jerseys and stuff, which ultimately, that kept him running.
Lawrence Phillips was a sociology major.
Interesting.
There's no bit. That's what unless CBS did a bit on us.
No, I'm saying
better than criminal law. Although maybe he should have studied up on that. And you would have known you can't run over guys with a car from a touch football
game. You think that gets
game.
covered in the classes?
I feel like
the very first day, just
to the football players it does. That's all it is. It's a list of things you can't do. You cannot hit a fan. You cannot push someone down the stairs. You cannot run someone over with a car.
You cannot beat your girlfriend while the quarterback is hiding in your closet.
These are all very specific crimes.
Well, they're all
crimes that need to be covered.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that was an ill-advised pass.
Yeah, throw that out of bounds.
Are you going to tell Tommie Frazier what to do?
We could have won by 45.
That's right. I could have been leaving at the end of the first quarter here.
Expensive ass tickets to be leaving at the end of the first quarter.
True.
It never makes sense to leave any sporting event early.
Yeah, did you see all the Golden State fans leaving last night?
It's because they priced out all the real fans. They had a great home field advantage.
True.
A few years back.
Yep. And then when they were the underdog team.
And then they got good, and then they priced them all out.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Those are all Silicon Valley idiots.
Now you got Beyonce giving side eye to the owner.
Right, to the owner.
To the owner's wife, I guess.
Yeah, she's the owner too.
She'll be half the owner.
In California,
someday.
She's half the owner. That guy is.
Combined with Hilliard, these two, I mean, what a combination. They both had.
Oh, yeah, what a combination. That guy, I remember his pro career, number 28. No, I don't. Is that Emmitt Smith? Right, not Emmitt Smith.
That bastard said he'd wear the color of the team he'd commit to.
That guy? Oh, no, Emmitt.
Emmitt Smith. He wore red and then committed to Florida.
No, you couldn't see that coming.
Boy, that's crazy. Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both near misses.
Well, we'll get to that.
Marshall Faulk.
Oh,
because we wanted him to play defensive back.
Come on,
but Tom
Nebraska.
Osborne's right. He would have been a hell of a defensive back, too.
Sure. Hall of Fame? I don't know. Maybe. What do you think of a guy like Champ Bailey? Think Champ Bailey couldn't have been a, all-pro wide receiver?
He could have.
Yeah. Well, Keo Craver had over 50 rushing touchdowns as a senior before coming to Nebraska to play defensive back.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of D1 college football players who had 50 touchdowns as a running back. You know, like that's
50's
kind of
insane.
No,
though.
50 is insane because that's in a 10,
I think it was 56.
That's in like 10 or 11 games probably. You're averaging at least 4 touchdowns a game. Probably 5.
Even if you play 14 games, like a long playoff run, 56 is 4 a game.
Is it? Yes. 56, right. So it's at least 4 in a long high school season.
Yeah. That's crazy.
What do you mean you can't get? All right, well, we'll play over there, and we'll play at the Holy Fields. Arizona got any good golf here? No. I want all fairway. No rough. I'm the old ball coach.
Danny Werfel is not built for the quarterback sneak.
No. You know,
he looks so ragdollish, though, that he's not going to break.
You know what's amazing? The quarterback sneak. Tom Brady does it every time, and he's like 95%, like converting rate. Roethlisberger never does it. I think he's done like no quarterback sneaks.
They don't go onto the center much anymore.
No,
neither team does.
They don't. But New England still does it on that 4th and 1, and they get it almost every time. Roethlisberger.
That's got to be line scheme.
Yeah, that you're right. But I also think Roethlisberger's a prima donna.
Yeah.
He'd rather scramble around and get the 1 yard than just. That's not a glamorous enough play for him.
He doesn't like. He's resentful of the fact that he's big.
Yeah, he is. Although it's the only reason he's still in the league. That's a guy who probably won't be walking in 10 years.
Roethlisberger?
Yeah.
Or number 50 on crutches.
Well, he's not walking already.
Hobbling to the sideline with assistance. We hear it's
Ooh.
ACL injury.
Okay, well, I need new fourth then. If he got his ACL, let me get it.
Backup linebackers for Florida's attack. 1st and 10.
You've been excited to dust off that.
I was
Steve
just
Spurrier
thinking
impression.
just now, I was like, didn't we do something with Spurrier on the show early on?
Yeah, you talked about golf the whole time for like.
That's right. The 25-yard line.
Well, that same bit.
Yep.
I haven't abandoned the bit.
Yeah, I've not advanced that bit either.
Also, Spurrier kind of sounds a lot like Jerry Jones on the show.
Now, Jerry Jones has a little bit more of a elderly kind of feel to him.
I need to listen to him to do that. It's not very good.
The name Hilliard sound familiar. His uncle Dalton Hilliard to start LSU and for the New
I do
Orleans
miss the
Saints.
great
His brother played
graphics.
at LSU. Louisiana kid. Everyone thought he would join the Tigers, but
You mean the big graphics?
You mean when they didn't have the score up the entire game?
It is interesting that there are times where it's just a clear screen there.
Yeah, you don't get to see the score or the clock
Michael Booker
You don't
was
need
right
to.
with him. Good coverage on that play.
because Jim Nantz is going to tell you.
No, because you've seen the score. Remember the score.
I'm saying, like, if you're watching it live.
They do. They put that stuff. No, I'm saying you don't need to have the score the whole time unless you're autistic.
Whoa.
But the clock, though, too.
But the clock doesn't matter until they'll put the clock up when it starts to matter. The last 2 minutes, they'll put like a camera on it and crop it out in the corner.
Mike Minter.
Listen to Johnny knows it all over
You
here.
just don't want information at your fingertips.
Ryan's never been big on information.
No, I don't need people to spoon feed me shit. If that's what you're asking.
You ate that whole salad with a spoon.
Or
I don't need a spoon fed.
That's
I
a
just want to.
spork.
I want to decide what I.
maybe they
what
should leave
information I
Rydell
need to know.
Anthony's stats up the entire time.
Your wife's
No,
been giving you
that's dumb.
sporks and calling them forks, Ryan. I want to tell you that. You've never eaten with a real fork.
And moved up and down the field. If you're
Because
gonna
you're a
do
messy
Is this
eater.
your new bit?
My new bit with you, I'm replacing your butthole bit with your spork bit, that you're not equipped to use a regular fork. What do you think, Pat? You think that's got legs?
I support it.
Of course you do.
He's still eating his salad. That's why. He doesn't want to get into anything. Now, I don't know when people are going to listen to this, but is your father going to be on the episode next week, Pat? Mm-hmm. Very exciting.
He says he doesn't need to be on the episode, but he
just
wants
wants
to
to
see
watch
the
the
comp.
episode?
Yeah,
Well-
but he'll be on the episode.
Yeah, we'll have him in. Yeah, we'll have to bring him in,
Yeah.
especially since he's a fan of mine.
We're
you
all
okay
still
with-
struggling to figure that out.
Are you okay, Ryan, with him being a fan of mine and, of course, a fan of his son? But but really not being a fan of yours. And
I don't
actually,
think he's ever explicitly stated that he's not a fan of Tweety.
You didn't see that one-page ad he took out in the Omaha Herald? Is that a paper?
The Omaha World Herald,
yeah. And what's the link in, is it
Journal Star?
Journal Star, right.
This is the Grand Island Independent. The Kearney Hub, I think. Nice play. Michael Booker was really, I think, a first-round draft pick largely off of this game.
Yeah. Well, that can happen a lot in you see it in basketball a lot, where a guy has a great tournament and it moves him up in the draft.
I think that's happening less in basketball because they've had enough guys bust out.
Yes, the Knicks in particular. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in this episode or if it was our earlier one we recorded today, but I did a little work this past week with a lot of
mentioned it on both
college players. Well, all the guys who played in Nebraska, I asked them about the stadium, and they were, every one of them was like, dude, that's the craziest stadium environment I've ever been in.
All of them. Memorial Stadium?
Yep. Guy from Wyoming, which of course, but a guy from Wisconsin said the same thing, and there was another guy who played for Penn State who said the same thing. They all were like, that place is nuts. So,
because of what
good.
Florida
Yeah.
does, Jim,
At least they're not wrong.
No.
They force you into a lot of man-to-man
oh, and one dude
situations.
lied to me. I realized a guy who played at Penn State, Nebraska won the game after Paterno retired.
Yeah.
Because I was like, did you win or lose? And then he told me that they beat Nebraska, but then he said when he played there. Now, maybe they beat him the year before, I can't recall, but they lost that game. I was like, you lied to me, man.
That was an awkward game day. Setting.
Very awkward. Because hadn't he just broken a record a game or so before? Or
Well, then he ended up dying like the next week.
Well,
not
it
quite
was
the
like
next
a couple
week,
years.
Was it a couple years?
It was a year or two.
Was it?
Oh, no, I don't think it was more than a year.
I think it was like 5 weeks.
No, it was more than that, Ryan. But it was. I don't think it was 2 years.
They said he had cancer and then he died.
It did all happen pretty quickly, though.
Yes. Yes. Do you think they killed him?
Hypothetically speaking, yes.
Do you know there's 2 popes?
No.
No.
Well, there's the one who retired, but there's never been 2 living popes anymore. It's crazy.
Man, those backup quarterbacks are excited because they think they're about to go up in what's a very low-scoring game.
Wait, did Werfel go down?
No. They just think Florida's about to go up.
He was
timeout.
fired in November 2011, and he died in, was it February of 12?
Okay, wow.
Wow. If it's February 13, though,
No, it was 12.
then that's only 5 months.
January 22nd, 2012.
Oh.
Damn.
Like 3 months. I knew it was like right. I knew it was like right away.
I knew it was quick, but I didn't think it was that quick. He's down.
Because I remember thinking like, y'all killed that man.
They did.
The thing is, he wanted to
No,
keep
not
coaching.
like murdered him. Like
No, yeah.
yeah.
No, you're right. He would. I don't think he would have died if he was still the coach at that point.
He wanted to keep coaching, and
Well,
he would have
imagine taking away the coaching, but the
Also
way to take away
destroying his legacy.
he had up to that point. He was like the pillar of integrity.
They had his name on the conference championship trophy and took it off.
Because he knew. Like
Well, yeah.
it's not even like one of these things
Did he
where
know? Did he outright know?
Yes. Yes.
Man, that's 2 quarterback sneaks for Werfel, by the way.
Yes, he knew.
Or did he give
People
his
had come to
friend the
him.
benefit of the doubt?
No, he knew. You can't. There are actually a number of provable people who came to him with concerns.
And then he took that information and took it to the
he
campus
buried
police.
it or gave it to somebody who
He
would.
gave it to the campus police.
Right.
He did what he was supposed to do according to.
Yes, he did the bare minimum.
Well,
the
right.
head coach thing,
Sure.
the Art Briles.
Well, Art Briles is a little bit different though, right? So Joe Pa,
yeah, maybe.
Sandusky, and Art Briles have more in common.
Yes, Sandusky's worse than Briles. I
sure.
have to say, and Briles is worse.
Joe Pa did what he was supposed to do.
He did the bare minimum of what
Yes.
he was
Well,
supposed
he
to do.
did exactly what they told him to do.
I guess.
And that
Kinda
situation.
late, though.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, so all I'm saying is,
I can't believe how
say
close
that
this
he
game
knew
was for
and
this
was
point.
okay with child rape is a little bit of a stretch.
No, I'm not saying he was okay with child. I think
if you say he knew and acted,
he knew something. I don't know if he knew it was child rape. I think he knew there was something untoward.
He should have fired the guy. He didn't fire the guy.
Yes.
Well, I think that he did what.
Yes, exactly.
I think he did what a lot of people would do in that situation was. This is my best
Keep a
friend.
child molester on staff.
He didn't see.
We saw it at Michigan State.
It's
We
easy
saw it at
for
Ohio
Don't
State.
make me stand up for this guy. But
No.
you guys are doing this thing that fucking liberal cucks do.
No, it's not liberal
Yes,
cucks.
it is. It's where you go. It's where what happens is something bad happens, and then you get rid of all like logical debate or logical reasoning
There's
about a
no
situation.
logical
You go,
debate in this
and
situation.
You go, he knew he was being child raped. Well, but we don't know that he knew that.
Mike McQuarrie went to him because he saw it.
And then Joe
happen.
Paterno took that to the campus police, assuming that they would do their job.
Okay, but
And
if
then,
you're Joe
kept him on,
Paterno,
and then kept him on staff
Right.
for for another 5 years.
Right.
Now, if someone came to you and said, "I think that I saw Tweety raping children," I would hope you give me the benefit of the doubt. I would hope you do what you're supposed to do.
do you think that's the only
But
time
also
someone came to him with a complaint about Sandusky?
It's the only time
Over all that
Is
time?
it the only time that we know of?
I don't. To be fair, I don't have all the information
So
on the
then
case.
you don't have all the information,
I
and
don't
you're
know,
willing
neither
to
do you.
say no. But I'm saying you don't have all the. I'm not calling anybody a child molester, or being okay with child rape, or saying they should lose their legacy in their job.
I'm saying
I'm
the
saying
excuse making is the same thing the Catholic Church does. It's the same thing that people do when they've let this stuff go because they don't want to feel.
I'm saying
their
there
own-
should-
I'm not saying
you know what?
do your own guilt.
I really appreciate the white knighting. I think it's really helpful.
Well, there should probably be his own, okay, so you send it to the campus police, but there should also be State Patrol and probably your own personal investigation because he didn't ask him anything on that. And that's a thing where you're like, I don't want that guy on staff.
He showed a complete lack of curiosity in that, which to me is very
I would be willing
suspicious.
to bet. I'd be willing to bet that if someone came to you tomorrow and said Tweety is molesting kids, that your first instinct would be like, shut the fuck up.
It would be, but I also wouldn't let you near my kid.
I bet you that's not true. I bet you
That
that's
is
not
true.
true at all.
It depends on the circumstances,
I think
but
we
you can
also-
be pretty sure
I think we also-
I would wait to not that there's any reason in that regard, but not like you hang out with my kids as it is now, but like if someone told me that about anybody,
They're not cute enough. That's why I don't hang out with them.
see, it's the comments like that is another reason. But
It would be shocking enough that you have, no matter who
Right.
it is,
Yes.
if they come to you about your dad and say that, you have to ask your dad. Like,
No, I think you tell the people that are supposed to do the investigation and let them come up with an answer.
because you're going to say like, hey, these accusations
real
are coming
pass
out
in the
about
buck thing.
you.
No, I don't
If
think it's a
you're-
pass in the buck thing. I think it's the way people. I just don't think that he.
just
gave
because
any
it's a natural
credence to it.
instinct doesn't mean it's not passing the buck. I'm not saying it's not the thing that most people
If
would
someone
do.
came to me and said,
I'm just saying it's not right.
if someone came to me and said, Pat, Joe said you're molesting children, or if someone came to me and said, I think Pat is molesting children.
It's so different in the context of what we're doing. Jerry
It's not.
Sandusky had a child, like he had a underprivileged
Right,
kid charity.
which is exactly the argument that they would use to say, dude, why was I supposed to think this dude was molesting kids?
that's
Right.
that's the profile of a child molester.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The
Being
profile-
involved with kids.
The profile of a child molester is the guy with the dirty van that's sweaty and a mustache.
That is the stereotype. The
Stereotype
profile
and
is
profile are two different
different.
Right, but
He's not playing
what
tonight.
Stereotype is an imaginative
hindsight is
thing.
2020.
I don't mean to interrupt this,
No,
but
this is good.
I wonder if people tuned into the Fiesta Bowl
Yeah, we got
rewatch
way off track.
for this.
Oh, this got us
Man.
back. This is bringing us back, folks.
That may actually be the best run of the game,
Yeah.
and I didn't even remember that one.
That's
an impressive ass
That was
run.
a good enough run that it ended our child molestation
I'm
discussion.
not trying to shut it down.
Oh,
It's
I
just it
am.
feels a little
I
bit
am.
out of place.
I am. I think we should shut it down.
most of what we do is feel it's fairly out of place.
True. What is in place for a game like this?
42 yards. Lawrence
Ass whoopings. So I guess we could talk about Adrian Peterson.
Nebraska football.
That's not an ass whooping. That's a testicle
another
whooping.
game.
Yeah.
That'll be another.
We'll save that for an Oklahoma game, I would think. Might be a better one to use
You think it's all right to beat your kids?
No, but I'm just saying we should wait to mention Adrian Peterson until we at least have some loose connection to it.
I just made that loose connection. Ass whoopings.
Oh, well, fair enough. I'm just saying we might get an Oklahoma game, which is an even tighter connection.
How valuable do you think this game was to Tostitos' business?
I would say they lost money.
No, they didn't.
For a couple reasons. Everybody thought Florida was going to win. A lot of money was riding on Florida. Nebraska has a much smaller
You think the
fan
money was
base.
coming from the Tostitos, like, business office?
No. No, I think that a lot of people,
I think a lot of money on this
a
game.
lot of people turned this game off.
No way. Look at how close it is right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying by the middle of the third,
Maybe. I don't know.
they would have much rather this game went into double overtime and Florida won by 3.
Possibly.
But you got Tostitos throughout the entire, even if it's just a first half. That McDonald's chalkboard, though, that only gets a couple looks.
Yeah, Tostitos, you get that every time they're crossing the 50. You're right, this was a good run. And at the time, it was a much more important run than Frazier's.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how the Gators respond.
Like, there was elusiveness and physicality in that run. Speaking of elusiveness and physicality, holy crap.
And it's all coming back. Do you see? Do you see that? Oh, that was a cheap-ass push. He pushed him right down.
Werfel was a pretty cool customer with that, too.
Absolutely. Again, that's a
Probably because he
flag
knew the run
today,
was
too.
coming back.
It's like if you watch NBA playoffs in the 80s, like one of those Celtics or Bulls
Anything
Pistons.
with the Pistons.
They're as physical as this game, as this football game.
Isaiah Thomas and Rodman, and who is that white dude?
Bill Lambier.
Bill Lambier. They're all
And Rick
assholes.
Mahorn. They had big dudes. And they were all assholes. You're right. Dumars wasn't. He was just a real good defensive player.
You got to have a good cop in there somewhere.
Yes, right.
He's got to talk to the refs.
That's right.
Like of Jeff Ogard, who has come in. They're shuttling in a lot of fresh faces on that.
You always got to have the friend that talks to the police.
That's not me.
It's not me either.
You were talking about when your RA came into your room.
Yeah.
I think we had a similar situation, and I was at my parents' house looking through some old papers, and so our suite had a party. It wasn't a weed thing, but they came and broke up the party and everything. And at a certain point, so we had to go to campus police or whatever, and I was looking at the report, and it said that at the end of the interaction, Canale stated, "There's always paybacks." I have no recollection of saying that or anything, but apparently in their report to the thing, I made some veiled threat of "there's always payback."
To what?
I don't know.
It sounds exactly like something you'd say. Dude.
I don't know though. It was like, what is it? And I'm probably 20 years old. Some little weasel.
There's always paybacks.
Yeah, looking like a fucking hippie with your hair all long. and shit.
Absolutely.
The least threatening person there.
Probably. Ooh, I like this. We got him right where we want him.
I think we actually do.
Is this where the game turns? Yes,
Terrell
we
Farley.
do.
Oh, I think they rule him out of the end zone.
Right.
And then we do it again and his
Yeah,
head explodes.
That's right. That's right.
I don't remember who it is the second time, though. Might be Jamel Williams the second time.
Just inches outside of the
Let him know, Terrell.
Terrell Farley is furious.
That guy is one of the best linebackers to play at Nebraska, especially situationally.
Dude, I like that. He talks to him like a champion.
Well, he did have. It's just a matter of.
A safety was a key moment
No,
in
he
each.
was out.
I think he was out too.
His
Although
knee
you
wasn't
could have
done.
ruled it a fumble.
Yeah. In
Caused
each,
by the ground,
Looked
probably.
like a fumble. Yeah, maybe.
in each of Nebraska's
Second,
consecutive
third.
national championships, the safety was a key moment. There's
There
Jamel
it is.
Williams.
There they got him. There's the safety.
Oh, man. Okay. Maybe not get 36 in, but. Oh, boy.
You think,
Maybe a little putt-putt.
God, they just look like men.
Well, my friend Danny Moore was at this game. He was in the band for Florida. And, he had been in the band, so he had seen all their games that season. And he said when he saw Nebraska on the sideline, he said he got physically scared because they were so big. He said they looked like men. And again, Danny was 20 at the time, so he was a young guy in the band, so he's certainly not cool
or big.
Right, and he was like,
there's some big
players. Not like football player big, like fat, like Mike Canale big.
No, but he was just like, I had never seen so many big guys on a football team.
I feel like that's a discredit to the SEC then.
Well, but they had a different type of, at the time, again, this was Nebraska's heyday, so they were getting, and their weight program was well-renowned. So nowadays, SEC programs are probably on par with that, if not better.
Yeah, Damon Benning back to receive the kick and possibly break some Nebraska high school football news.
What's the scoop on Damon Benning?
What do you mean?
People hate him?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say he's particularly liked. Like, enough people like him that they give him jobs a lot.
Yeah. Are you saying amongst the Nebraska fans, or
just in general? I've heard like mixed things about him.
I think some media members
think he's
fans, a homer. He's an assistant coach for one of the high schools in Omaha, and
they think it's a conflict.
Well, he can be kind of a prick to the refs, I guess.
Oh.
Nebraska came with 6 defenders, therefore they outnumbered the offense.
Chuck McBride.
The Heat on the 1-yard line.
I've never heard him called. Well, I mean, Greasy must know him personally.
Yeah.
Very unusual, Jim, that a defensive coach will bring that kind of pressure.
I called him Chuck one time and ducked.
Defensive call by the
what did he do?
Chuck and duck?
Staff.
I think I was talking to his. Was I on the podcast? Maybe. I think we were on the podcast, and I said it as a joke.
He almost did have a safety.
Good job.
God, who are we talking to?
Ah, geez, I don't want these headphones again. I mean, geez, we're getting our ass kicked.
This is Tony George.
Oh, is there about to be a gross injury?
Ooh, nope. Just a separated shoulder.
And then a slow collapse to the ground.
Yeah.
That's how you know it hurts.
That's possibly a concussion. Building construction. What other kind of construction is there?
Oh my God, they still had
Bridge construction?
Green.
Yeah, Amon Green is a true freshman.
That's who I was trying to say was a better Nebraska athlete, by the way, yesterday.
Yeah, I figured.
Deck construction?
What?
Deck construction?
Yeah.
I get it. That's part of a building, isn't it?
No, it's a different guy.
I think
pool
bridge
construction.
Bridge, road.
Railroad.
All right, I get it. I was
Airplane
wrong.
construction.
Fine.
Frazier now kind of shaking off finger movement there on the right side. Got a little stinger.
Jim, Nebraska is one of the most amazing teams.
You can make things with construction paper.
Wow, he had 1,000 as a freshman?
Yeah.
That's dominant when you're freshman running back up.
His weakest year was probably his sophomore year because he had turf toe.
Yeah, here he is. No running room.
He'll never amount to anything.
Amon Green.
His junior year, if they counted bowl games,
2,000?
he would have gone over 2,000 because he went over 200 in the Orange Bowl.
They don't count bowl games in your season stats?
They didn't. They do now.
Oh, son of a B.
It wasn't too long after that.
Because Rozier was only the second guy to go for 2,000.
That's probably with like 11 games, too.
Yeah.
3rd and 7. And the Cornhuskers go.
Oh, a little foreshadowing to the offense of today.
5 wide.
Here we go. We're going to run a little read option 10 years before it's invented. No, just a quarterback sneak. Oh,
it's a good one, though. Oh, this might have passed Lawrence's run.
Oh, if he got through there.
He wanted to let Lawrence know he wasn't the only dude that can make fucking plays.
Yep.
Makovica.
He looked young there, too.
Dude, can you imagine what this is going to feel like when we get back to this? This moment would feel like right now.
It'll be good.
It will be good.
I bet you when we win our first national championship under Scott Frost, I bet you I cry. Like a fucking child.
For the first
As
time
you
in your
should.
life.
That's a reasonable
As
thing.
you say to me, for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
Even after your bathroom accident, you didn't cry, you're saying.
Oh, Reggie Ball whiffed. He didn't get a guy.
It was a wiffle ball.
Nice.
Run of the season, 31-yard run.
I wish that more people heard my sweet jokes on these bonus episodes. Like 80 people.
Why don't you just do a supercut of your great jokes out of this episode?
I should.
What a weird score.
I asked the guy yesterday if he could do a supercut of my great throws in that audition. He said no.
32-3 in his career as a starter. He was the runner-up.
Adam Trejo?
Was your good friend Ike?
No.
Nooch.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I see. No, I don't drop that.
Total offense this quarter. That feels like an advantage. 89 to -4.
Green and Schuster now.
Yeah, I feel like anytime the other team is negative. It's over.
Oh! Whoa! What do you think he said there?
I'll be governor someday.
And he would have been wrong.
He was a congressman.
Yeah. He ran for governor and
That's
lost.
right. That's right. That's
He
right.
lost the primary
Amazing.
to the incumbent.
I admire Nebraska for that. For not just being like, oh, he's a football he's Tom Osborne, we're going to elect him.
It wasn't even as close as some people suspected it would be.
But to me, not that I don't, whatever about him being a congressman, I like the aspiration, but just because you're Tom Osborne football coach doesn't mean you should be governor.
It doesn't mean you should be a congressman. It actually, I would argue that knowing what I know about Tom Osborne, he should not have been a congressman.
Well, do you know anything about congressmen? Because he's probably right in the.
He's probably better than most of them.
That's what I'm saying.
But
at least he's got the evil you know. Won't you take the evil you know?
I
the
don't
evil
think
you
that
don't?
he's evil. I think that he just has. He just has things that I don't agree with.
Sure. I just saw a wide receiver with a neck roll for Nebraska, by the way.
Well, Nebraska also. Look, Quincy Enunwa, he got a nice contract, and it wasn't because he's Mr. Catch Everything. He's one of the best blocking wide receivers in football. And Nebraska wide receivers have always been known for being great blocking wide receivers. Need I mention Kenny Bell's shouldn't have been a penalty block?
It was just because it was so effective that it looked bad.
It was. That's exactly right. It was the violence of the legal hit that got the flag.
By the way, Nebraska had just as many fullbacks as they did I-backs back then. Brian Schuster,
right
here.
Who's this?
Brian Schuster. What were you about to say, Tweety?
Irving Fryer was such a good blocking wide receiver that he deflected his own pass.
He blocked it away from him. No, he just put his hands out and let it fly right out of him.
Yeah, caught it and then took 2 foot in the gun.
I can't have this.
Do you think Brian Schuster is a high school teacher right now? He was a secondary education major.
Yes.
He is in for the touchdown.
Vedral?
Yeah, John Vedral.
Is that the father of Noah?
No.
Uncle?
I want to say uncle? There's a relation for sure.
Oh, man, I'm not going to get any holes in tomorrow. Old ball coach.
You all right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Did you crack your iWatch?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. That's the weirdest thing. I came home one day, took a shower, got out, and it was cracked.
That's the worst.
I wonder if I dinked it against like some gym equipment or something.
I saw
doing like math. There was so much weight on the bar that just touching the bar.
Just right. Just the gravity caused by the weight of you in the bar crushed your watch. I was at a CrossFit.
John and Mark Vedral are Noah's uncles.
There you go. I was at a CrossFit place in Long Beach the other day. I wasn't in it much, but I was working near it, and so I kept looking in there. It's really just stripped down. Is that the whole thing of CrossFit? No, like I get that.
Yeah, no pectoral butterfly machines.
No frills. It seems much like a garage. It looks like a garage kind of gym.
But
I'm sure they have all the equipment there.
CrossFit is transforming very similar to like how MMA transformed. Now everybody's basically just a jiu-jitsu guy that can punch.
Right.
So a lot of CrossFit guys, because of the competition aspect,
are going into like
they'll get like an LA Fitness membership for $15 a month too, and they'll go in there on their like rest days and like do curls. And
are they recruiting people at that time, going in there and getting them over to their CrossFit place?
CrossFit recruits itself. Like six-pack abs recruit themselves.
See, I had a secondary gym membership just because like mine's not open 7 days a week, and if I can't make the ones that I want to make during the course of the week, I want something to back it up. But Planet Fitness sucks.
Yeah.
I just did it because it was the cheapest one, and I'm like, I'll just drop it. And just do my best to get in when I can.
Yeah.
Remember how we said it was just an ass kicking and they didn't lose a lot of players?
Yeah, they lost a lot.
They are.
Body count's packing up.
Yeah, they're just getting the shit kicked out of them.
It's like a John Wick movie.
Of the Gator attack tonight.
Jacquez Green, Rydell Anthony, Ike Hilliard, all those guys played.
Ooh! That leg is gone.
Yep.
Oh, I missed it because this hit right as you guys screamed.
Sorry.
That I mentioned earlier was that they have an advantage.
Oh, you don't want to see it anyway.
You do not.
I hate stuff like that. I saw a still frame. Do you see the gymnast who's now walking but who had that awful Auburn accident?
No.
Okay, good. I avoided that footage, and then somebody puts a still frame picture on Twitter of the moment where she breaks both her knees going inward.
Well, the Omaha World Herald put a still shot of Matt Harrian's leg breaking the next day.
Don't look, folks, if you don't want to see it.
Turn back.
It's not so bad, but it's definitely torn something.
Do you remember when Harrian
Goes
said
right to it.
people would send him that picture?
Oh.
And he's like, I can't look at it.
They're sending it to him? Were they sending it to him like, hey, cool? Or
I don't know if they were just like thinking, oh, he's healed now. It's a funny thing. I'll send it to him.
Wouldn't it be awesome if Marshawn Lynch was driving this right now? Oh, he's rolled off. Oh, the player's rolled off the cart.
Oh, that's another guy down. Okay, can you get me in for an afternoon? So, a massage and then another 18 after?
I think I saw the cart had Southwest on it. It wasn't that long. This was just as deregulation was happening and Southwest was starting to sell flights. Yeah, Southwest Ambulance.
Oh, that's right. They were in the ambulance business for a while. We'll get you. They were just getting people. The tickets were cheap.
I wonder if that's a pretty common thing because the guy that had the Husker helicopter, he is also the guy that has like the Midwest ambulance.
I see. It works in.
Like somehow, like in the maybe like they're all stored in the same place. Same guy that sells helicopters and airplanes sells ambulances, I guess.
Jamel Williams, I like his celebratory fist pump. Like he used that after the safety too.
Yeah,
it's good. It's a good, reliable celebration.
So this game is basically nobody really quite knows it at this point, but it's out of hand. 22-10 is more than it. It's still. To your question, Ryan, if people are watching, I think they are still watching at this point. So
at this point, for sure.
I think we get the thing that puts it out of hand here in just a second.
Oh, okay.
If I recall correctly. Maybe not this play, but we're getting close.
I wish the clock was up for the half.
I think the people stayed till the fourth quarter. Nebraska fans clearly watched.
Yeah, they stayed the whole time.
But Nebraska fans are a small group of people.
Not in this Arizona game.
I guess that's true. Like not in
Arizona. I bet you.
I'm saying they're not like a worldwide brand. Like the Cubbies have fans.
No, but for a national championship game, everyone in the state with the money to travel to this game did it.
Yeah, but that's not where they make their money. They make their money on television revenue.
Well, I'll tell you, like just from like the moment of watching it, I remember the '94 game a lot better than I remember this one, because that one kept you engaged the whole time.
I remember this one more than the '94 one because I was in college in '94, and again, probably just
blazed out of your mind.
Yes, on New Year's Eve, on New Year's Day, New Year's Day night. Although I might have been home.
Get out there. Huge. Goddamn son bitch.
Can you imagine how good it will feel? Like, I just can't stop thinking about how good it's going to feel.
So who would you like to beat? Unfortunately, you can't beat Urban Meyer. That would be my choice of who to give a beat down to.
He got out knowing.
Yeah. Well, yes, you're right.
I think Saban might get out before we have a chance
to. I only give Saban a couple more years, 2-3 more years.
That could be what puts him out.
That could be what puts him out.
Dabo and then the guy from Iowa State, Matt Campbell. Like
Iowa State has no chance of
getting to that level.
He'll be somewhere else.
Yeah, probably the NFL, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, another team could emerge.
There's going to be like 3 or 4. There's always 3 or 4, You
know what you hear nearly nothing about? Chip Kelly and UCLA.
Yeah, they improved later in the year last year, sort of like we did.
You'd have to say he was probably the second biggest hire. Some would even consider him a bigger hire
Most
than
people,
Frost.
yeah. But he went, I think, to kind of sleepwalk through there.
Think so?
And then I think he turned the switch on halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Realizing, ooh,
they'll fire me after a year here.
Yeah. Fortunately for him, no one cares about UCLA.
I was just about to say, he kind of actually, as big a profile coach as he is, he did kind of take a low-profile job relatively.
I think that was intentional. I think he wanted to I think he'd rather be in LA.
Get back to the pros?
Well, I think he doesn't want the high-pressure job like a Nebraska or an Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah, maybe off by a possession as far as
big turning points.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the clock here, folks.
Yeah. We all would love that information. How do you get to delay a game on a punt?
Oh, my gosh.
That guy is the anti-Ed Hockley, by the way.
Yeah, he's skinny. He's not flabby.
No, that's what I mean. Like he doesn't have any Ed Hockley bulk. Yeah.
Freshman from Tommie Frazier's high school.
Manatee High School. That's a cool high school name. I'll give him that.
In the area of Florida. Has been a Jekyll and Hyde.
Only if it's like a man in a t-shirt.
Manatee. Ryan,
that's a linebacker returning punts. Octavius McFarland.
Up an excellent position again.
Like Urlacher did.
Yeah, well, he was a safety in college.
Yeah, and a kickoff returner, too. I was saying, Ryan, what is your body weight percentage?
I'm down to percentage is probably 14.5, 15 now.
Oh, okay. I was talking to some of those guys yesterday, and there's a bodybuilder who came, and he was saying you can't measure under 4% really accurately. But he said that he sees guys who are trying to get to like 5-6%.
Silly.
He said it's very unhealthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, most of those bodybuilders do it for a show and then put it back on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I have a buddy that does that.
Did you see that? 3 out of first 4 possessions were touchdowns.
Yeah. And it doesn't really seem dominant at this point, It's just kind of grinding, big 30-yard run. And that's why, and this is dynasty football. You're so much better than your opponent, you can just wait it out until you just start. The difference shows itself.
Yeah, you turn this game on and expect to see Nebraska just like boat racing them right away.
Right.
And it just happens before you know it.
And that would happen a few times when Nebraska was just completely outclassing an opponent. But, against good D1 teams, you just wear them down. Like what Alabama does.
And
I think Alabama has less dynamic running
last year.
Yes.
And he's almost got 100 yards.
That Clemson has a freshman wide receiver there who's just like crazy.
They just lose like 11
Yes.
players to the NFL and 2 players to steroids.
Same players. The NFL took the steroid guys.
Their offense is going to be really good this year. Their defense, they've got to plug in
a lot of guys.
But they've got Brent Venables too.
16 unanswered.
Yeah, I think
3 passes.
Dabo might be Frost.
One of those is an interception, another's a touchdown. 3 passes, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 1 incompletion.
It's like the Major League Baseball 3 outcomes.
Yeah, Cluster.
There he is. That's our Husker trivia Jeopardy winner right there, folks.
That's a big wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver?
Wingback is what it was called.
Right.
They called their wide receivers split ends and wingbacks.
Yes. That is a big wide receiver.
Also,
he's wearing 33.
Yeah.
He looks like a running back to me.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like a Duck R.
Yeah.
He's a big Duck R.
Yeah, he's kind of the opposite spectrum
He's a
of
goose
Duck R.
Very graceful, a swan R.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Tommy.
Oh, throw it, Tommy.
That is a play.
Compared to Wandale Robinson, though, he's kind of like an elephant R.
Oh, God, yes. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But we got to stay in the aviary class, right? He's an ostrich R.
Sure.
Okay.
There you go, ostrich R.
Condor R.
Oh, there you go. King Penguin R. Those are big birds.
Those are big birds. Big Bird R.
Dinosaur R.
That's the big, yes.
Because they're related
Related to
to
birds.
Pterodactyl R.
stopped by the Florida defense, reverses his field,
Hetero-
and just
hetero.
individually turns on the burners and dives for the first down.
Be careful.
I think we're about to accidentally get back to the Sandusky conversation.
Pterodactyl turns into pedophile dactyl.
Good catch, Brendan.
Yes, if you were
Out of
playing
bounds.
doubles, that would be in, but it's not.
There is a flag on
Brendan Holbein is a
They
forgotten.
were gonna put Joe Paterno's statue back up.
No.
Yeah, but this time the head's gonna be turned the other way.
See, that's a good joke, Ryan. Somebody else said that probably, but that's still a good
did
joke.
for sure. Like it's one of those jokes that like you read on Twitter,
Right.
where you don't know where the origin is.
You know one of the biggest joke thieves in Twitter history? Fat Jew?
Fat Jew.
Yeah.
Went to my college.
Really?
Sad.
Dude, there's also that guy, Fuck Jerry.
Yes.
He's horrible.
Yes, he is.
And there's not really anything
No, that's the unregulated internet.
they've lost some money because eventually people are like, oh yeah, it looks bad if we have him sponsor our stuff. But ultimately, they've been able to keep going fairly unregulated and still make
numbers
money.
rule on, and they don't care if the algorithm likes you. You know.
First down at the 20. Inside they go.
Makovica, the elder Makovica, Jeff. Not to be confused with
He
Joel.
needs to wear his helmet differently. He's got a little high. Okay.
There were 4 Makovica brothers.
Wake up, bro.
I'm white. I don't have anything to say about it.
I'm white?
I'm white. It's when you're awake
Because
and
when I
white.
got to get out of here after Frazier's incredible run, you're going to have to carry the weight.
I will.
It's just because you got to go take care of a bird.
No, I actually have to go take care of my kids too, but the bird gets
Why don't
special.
you just have the bird take care of your kids?
It's a baby bird.
You want the baby
Have
kids.
the kids take care of the bird.
If it was an adult bird, I would maybe consider this, but it's a baby bird.
So the fullback mentioned one of many
No scholarship needed.
You look at the starters tonight.
Wow. Jared Thomas.
Was a walk-on?
Yeah, out of Indiana of all places.
What?
Well, because I think he was a Prop 48 person, or like
At
where
the
you
end
got
of
in
Prop
on
48?
Yeah, I think it was something like that because he did have a learning disability,
Oh, right, that's right.
and he
that's
couldn't
right.
get in anywhere else.
He had a case of the dumbs.
Not always.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. If you have dyslexia or something, you can be very intelligent.
Your eyes are dumb.
They suggest,
Whoa, he hit him out of
they
bounds.
suspect that possibly Leonardo da Vinci had dyslexia.
So all of his
Backwards writing was on an accident. No, but I'm not saying this as a joke. But
the angels is supposed to be the other way around.
But he also had ADD. Apparently, he for all the things that he completed, he left 10 times as many uncompleted.
Well,
things. Even the Mona Lisa's not finished.
He had drawings of a helicopter.
Yeah, but again, none of his. He kind of just moved on from one thing to the next.
Otherwise, we could have had a helicopter many years earlier.
Absolutely.
Man, he is a magician.
Who?
Tommie Frazier.
What instrument did he play?
I said a magician.
Oh.
In that goal-to-go situation,
He played the.
come up with it.
They're making a big deal out of this defensive stand forcing Nebraska into a field
goal. Well, it was. I mean, if it's a touchdown, then people are maybe turning the game off at the half.
I do think the touchdown that I'm thinking of comes pretty quickly.
You regroup, you get your football team back into the flow of the game of the second half. You're still alive. 7 points at this time.
Chris Brown was a hell of a kicker.
Absolutely. Nebraska's kickers, I'd put us up there with Texas, Florida State, some real good kicker schools.
Split it.
Man, I don't know whether it was the kicker or the holder, but one of them was really pumped after that.
Okay, all right. We ain't going to win, but,
25-10, such a weird score.
Well, the 10 is a very typical score.
True. 346, that's a weird spot for the clock to be.
Scored 19 in this quarter. The lead,
It's not.
25-10. Brown's kick
Talking numbers.
taken by Riedel Anthony.
Pat's going to start his own podcast called Talking Numbers.
But it's just mentioning
I don't like
things
math.
like
There's a license plate I saw today.
Yeah.
It's B128491. Nothing unusual about it. Just numbers.
I saw. Here's one that's only had one number, but a license plate that was NY to DTLA. I was like, well, it's a weird brag.
New York to downtown LA.
Yeah.
Good move.
He's talking about how they were almost yellow shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, much better.
That's what they talk about. With
Yeah, especially now we're playing Iowa all the time.
Oh, yeah.
On that Nebraska D. Get a starting assignment.
Well, black is also
That's
one
what
of
you
their
give
colors.
to the scout team quarterback playing the Iowa quarterback. And you
black
give
is
them permission to hit
color.
him.
Yellow is very specifically Iowa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cowards. Don't forget cowards. Yella is big on cowards.
Yella.
And also urine. Iowa, cowards, and urine.
Yeah.
That's the three things I
They all
associate
kinda
most
go
with
together.
yellow.
Fewest points
Yeah.
allowed.
Also the band. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom.
I got a desire to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off now.
That's the band Yellow, everybody.
Get back into their rhythm.
Warfel. Cuts back to find Hilliard.
So
again
apparently,
near the 50.
my recollection of this big turning moment is a little bit off.
Yeah. It's very off.
That's okay. The clock is still running. We can still
There are at
win.
least four guys with that.
Now, actually,
Four or five guys with
headband?
that specific headband, yeah.
incomplete.
Probably a fraternity.
Two of whom are not playing.
Hilliard didn't
They're
have
in
it.
street clothes.
Well, maybe that's what they call their defense, the yellow sweatbands.
Third down. Third
Like we call
down.
ours the
Black shirts.
3.
I like the ring of ours better.
Nebraska warning the blitz. There are flags down. Look like Nebraska may have jumped. And Hilliard was out there. Werfel's man overthrown a bit. If Nebraska jumped, it'll get
Thanks for that,
Florida
Jim.
the first down.
I always love how they just say
A tradition like any other. Offsides on the defense.
I think Jim Nance really works on his final calls
Yeah,
for big
right.
games for a while.
Yes.
By virtue
And the
of penalty.
Huskers flow into the storied history books.
Of the night
That was his
against
first.
Nebraska.
That was his first.
That was his first draft.
Yeah, first draft.
Mrs. Nance was like, no.
No. Too many words. Didn't make sense.
Remaining in the second quarter.
Huskers are good.
Go with it.
Spice it up now a bit, Jim. You got to land somewhere
Huskers
in
are
between.
great.
There we go. Got it.
Balls on that drive.
There's what I was looking for.
A tradition like any other.
Pass picked off. Picked off by Michael Booker.
Booker.
He looked like a
Bucket.
sprinter coming through the finish line there.
Bucket.
They
Yeah,
pretty
Roberts.
much know. They know at this
They're
point.
gonna get in.
Yeah.
We're gonna play.
No, that's what I meant. They just know at this point.
Hey,
that
Chad
it's
Kelsey
over.
was in on the block
I thought he
there.
was like, I might even play in the third quarter. First for the
There's
year.
what I was looking for.
He tied for the team lead in interceptions this year, but some thought maybe they could beat Booker.
Get out of my face.
Michael Booker ran
Jay Sims in there,
Yeah.
the 26-year-old running back.
The reason that this ball was thrown for an interception.
Speaking of
was the
guys
pressure that Nebraska
who don't think they're going to play in the national championship, there's a guy from Auburn who, when Tommie Frazier makes his big run,
The ball had no
this guy Quint Hogriff, who was a really good high school running back, but he
2 to 10.
there's a point where you see a guy jumping up and down on the sidelines as Tommie Frazier breaks the long run. That's Quint Hogriff from
There you
Auburn.
go. Nice.
Michael Booker is either praying or tired.
Michael
He's like,
Booker
oh, man.
with a touchdown in the
I hope my
national
parents
championship
watch the
game.
second half.
Are they doing? Is that the
I'm
Gator
not sure
chomp?
what's happening there.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Was that like some weird it looked like he was doing this?
Well,
the
they had,
Husker chomp.
they had been doing this choo-choo train thing for a while.
Oh, the McDonald's chalkboard.
Yeah,
Where?
Looked like the ball
Well, you
they
missed it
pulled it
there
down
only for
already.
a second.
because they don't keep graphics up very long in this game.
And
Good.
consequently, Booker is able to break on that ball, step in front, and make that interception.
Too easy.
Yeah.
You know, we talk continuously
One of these days we should do one of these and we should actually behave like commentators.
What?
Like you guys do the actual commentary like they're doing it.
And then what do you do?
I do the color.
I'll have to have my spotters chart out.
Yeah. And I need my erase board thing, my telestrator.
Are you gonna just write on Tweety's computer?
Yeah, no, I could
idea.
get a
I'll just get a highlighter.
I'd be willing to download a telestrator.
Oh, a telestrator. I mean, right, these moments here would be great for a
All we would need is a
telestrator.
Wacom tablet, I'm
You
sure.
see that smirk? He's like, well, you might win the Heisman, but you're a loser in my book.
Well, they win a national championship next year because we
They do.
blew it against Texas.
Good fake.
Yeah. Texas, the
Man, Jamel Williams is on special teams
the
too.
Longhorn Network shows that game about once a day.
I'm sure. You'd figure they'd show the Vince Young.
They do. They
National
show that one
championship
twice a
game.
day. The national championship game, they show. Yeah, they're going to give that more, but
Danny Werfel, I think, was pretty scared on that one, actually.
yes.
That's the first time he looked like truly kind of afraid.
Well, he'd been getting hit a lot,
Yeah.
too. That's why I thought he
I
got
don't know how
taken
many
out
more
of the
of these I
game.
can take.
Like, he definitely did not step into that one.
No, that one was a scared throw. Weak. Hand off, run the clock down, get out of the half, you jerks, so I can see Tommie Frazier's run.
Chad Kelsey's in the game.
no.
Mike
Now
Rucker
they
beat
got
him.
wide receivers tackling him.
They had the two freshman defensive ends in, Rucker and Kelsey.
And number 3, is that a kicker?
Jim, I think it's important to note none of us should
Both
forget.
tackles
Here we
just got
go.
completely
Earlier this
beat.
year, Florida came back against Tennessee being down.
Well, this ain't Tennessee, folks.
Nope.
Came back and scored over
You don't
They're,
have-
they're trying to keep people watching for the second half.
Right.
This game is
Steve Spurrier's a handsome lad. I bet he got all kinds of like sorority
Oh,
pussy.
sure. Out on the golf course.
He's not very big for a former football player.
Yeah, but he's got money.
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
He's handsome and he's got money.
Geez, they won by 25 in that game, too, that they were down by 30 points.
Tennessee had some epic collapses against Florida in that era. Manning never beat him.
Yeah.
Unanswered points.
Don't count him out.
So Mike Rucker
Oh, come on.
makes the sack. Here they come on. Warford.
Makes the sack.
Oh,
That feels weird.
hey.
What a
Do you think that was your friend who got run over?
Might have been.
Was your friend fat?
Yes.
Was he white?
No.
He was flushed a couple times.
We
but
get
this
it. We
was
get it,
no
Joe. You're
play
No,
by
I'm
Pittsburgh
multicultural.
To move his quarterback, get him away from some of that heat, get him on the outside so he can hit that pass.
Well, Nebraska
Go on.
with this,
I don't like the helmets.
The Gators helmets?
Yeah.
They should have an alligator on their helmet, right?
Right.
Yeah. That blue script on the orange is kind of cool. Like,
I don't mind this one, but again. Oh, he tackled 2 linemen, too. That's a
was that Warfield?
triple sack. He's going to tire his arm out.
And then he's going to be tired when he gets into the game in the third quarter.
That's right. And what about that play they do where he's supposed to hit the ball like this with his hand pumping up in the air?
Eric Warfield,
We need a
Cobcast
TV
guest.
camera in here. When are we going to start broadcasting the video of our podcasts? You know, like a lot of radio shows like Howard Stern does and stuff.
I don't know.
And Joe Rogan.
Yep.
When we have
money.
Oh, so
pay someone to do that shit.
never.
And a little bit more space, too, like when you're putting cameras in.
True.
Yeah, you didn't want to light it better.
You think you'd be able to take that wall out and maybe make some of your bedroom part of the studio, Ryan?
I wish.
Pat O'Brien and Boomer Esiason are your halftime show.
And David Letterman live
yes.
from New York. I hope we get
Home
to see
office
that.
in Wahoo, Nebraska.
Top 10 reasons Nebraska's going to win the second half. Oh, boy.
Who the hell's Beard? That guy doesn't even have an O-line number. He's just sitting because he's tired.
Yeah, they have a bunch of guys that make up a face. Beard, nose, eyes, ears, mouth. That's called their face offensive line.
Dear God.
It's a 3-hour game, guys.
For the Gator
2.5 true. Oh, my goodness. Hey, they got out of the negative.
Hey, yeah, they got out of the hole.
You can be in Final Jeopardy.
third team depth chart. Eric Warfield and Mike Rucker.
Oh, no, I'm not
The
happy.
look on his face
Yes.
is the best.
It's like, oh, we got a whole nother half?
He doesn't
watch
hide
him
things.
cry.
No, he never does. Look at this. I mean, he's just like, what
We're
the
gonna
hell?
watch him cry. He cries in this.
He doesn't,
does?
He doesn't physically cry.
Yeah, he does.
He's just very expressive.
No, he physically cries. There's tears in his eyes.
Okay.
On the shotgun. Remember, Nebraska
There's some echoey crowd yells in there. They're like,
There's
people,
a Vedral.
people getting out already? Yeah, John Vedral.
That's early in the game for a Vedral, isn't it, at that point?
Nah, he was a
player?
He was a wingback.
Okay.
On the, I think he may have been a first
All right,
teamer.
let's just not get hurt.
Barney Cotton?
No, is it?
No, but it looks like him.
Guys, we only have so many players left. So you see him coming for you. Step out of the way.
I'll get Jake and Barney in here. I'll get Jake and one of the other Cottons.
They probably were already 240 at that point.
Eating a pure grease diet.
Oh, yeah, we do shakes. Oh, protein shakes? No, grease shakes.
You just empty the deep fat fryer in the blender and
It's good. If it's warm,
put
you
a
don't
couple
even have to do
M&Ms in there and
nothing.
it tastes pretty good.
Versus 2 games. You remember this one? People called it the game of the century. And then you had the Orange Bowl, highlighted by that Johnny
Oh,
Rogers
yes.
punt return. 1987 regular
We got
season.
fucked in that bottom one.
Oh, yeah.
10. And then 2 years ago in the Orange Bowl, Florida State winning 18-16. Cornhuskers had a field goal try from 45 yards with 1
It
second
was
to go.
45. That field was shit, though.
Yeah, it was.
3rd and 1.
Larry's gone to the
Larry.
45.
Phillips down at the 45 of Florida.
Man, Aaron Graham is a hell of an athlete as the center.
I mean, didn't he win the Outland Trophy?
Aaron Taylor did.
Aaron Taylor. Okay.
Lawrence Phillips is having a great game tonight, but I think you've got to give credit to the offensive line. This is the strongest, deepest.
Taylor played in the
offensive
NFL
line
for a minute.
in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Jim, I watched him
Packers,
practice.
didn't he?
They have
Colts.
3 and 4 deep.
Aaron
They all
Taylor?
look the
I thought he
same.
played on the
They're all
Packers.
about
Yeah, you got
285
it.
to 310.
I'm going to look it up.
You look it up.
I'm not 100% confident in all that.
Under a minute to go.
Oh, Brendan Holbein with a nice move.
Holbein making a move to get down near the
Did they get
10-yard
another
line.
touchdown here?
That's the famous Tommie Frazier
Picture?
video.
Which one? I missed it.
Just him walking with a number 1.
Oh.
The East-West Shrine game coming
Wait.
up in a couple of weeks. You got to like what you see.
I can't wait.
What has he got in a couple weeks?
I don't know.
So, with
Aaron
no
Taylor
time
was
in
with the
this
Colts and the
alignment,
Bears on
Ron
practice
from
squads.
team
Got it.
High
Didn't
snap,
ever play an
and,
NFL
let's see,
game.
the senior scoops it up.
Huh.
And gets out of bounds to stop the clock with
Yeah,
27
maybe the
seconds.
Bears I remember him with.
That 100-yard rushing effort by Phillips.
How many
was the
steroids
first
do you
one
think
by a Nebraska player in a
these
bowl
guys
game
were
since
taking?
1985 and Doug
Nebraska?
DeVos.
Yeah.
Jim, we're in the first half.
Maybe not the offense, but the defense.
Well, I think the offensive line would be taking it if
Probably
anybody.
the offensive line.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea how to know any of that. I think it was either all of them or none of them.
I bet it falls somewhere in between.
Well, there we go. Yeah, it probably wasn't none of them. You're right. It wasn't all
There
of
were
them.
2 Peter brothers.
Yeah.
Short snap it they do to Phillips.
Like,
Take a
even if they
timeout.
didn't come play football for Nebraska, they were big guys from New Jersey
That wave.
with anger issues. Like, it feels like there's a good chance. Grant Wistrom does not have a steroids body.
No, not at that point.
I don't think he ever did.
Well, in the NFL, who knows what they're pumping into you?
Painkillers.
Yeah.
And whatever they can legally get you that's as close to steroids.
Right.
Creatine. They were all using
Yes.
a lot of creatine.
Yes.
But there's other stuff too, I'm sure. Like, that's why these MMA fighters get busted, because what they're using is technically probably legal when they start using it.
And then the rules change.
Yeah, or it's like borderline, and they take it, and then eventually they decide to fucking bust them.
Falling incomplete.
But they're all just trying to like get as close as they can
Nebraska
without
moves
going
ahead.
over.
Another 3.
Ronda Rousey just said she had a lot of sex to boost her testosterone before fights.
Wow. Good for you, Rhonda. Help you, Rhonda.
That's twice you've referred
to that. Yeah.
Help Me Rhonda today. I think once was in the regular podcast.
Yeah, and that was the even worse joke. That was Help Me Runza, I believe.
Yes. Yes, it was.
We get to watch this meaningless kickoff now. Come on.
Nothing's meaningless in a national championship game,
true,
Joe
that's
Canale.
true. That's true.
There, I'm already dusting off my my play-by-play kind of thing. Like when you refer to someone, you're like, Joe Canale, great blocking on that. Could you illuminate that for us? Except usually it's done more smoothly than that.
And I would not be able to illuminate anything. So there's two flaws in that situation. Ryan, you just saving all your words for after I leave?
Well, I don't really have anything to say. I'm going to be honest.
You're worn out after our discussion about Joe Pa.
Yeah. It's hard for me to just talk about a football game sometimes because
You could talk about where you were when this was happening. What were you doing in your life at this point in your life?
I was watching this game in the living room of my house I grew up in.
Okay. Was the whole family in there?
I believe so, yeah.
Is everybody cheering at this point?
Yeah.
Everybody's probably pretty happy.
I remember the 94 game much better than I remember this game.
Me too.
Well, that one was, I mean, ultimately, at this point, we almost were getting a little cocky and not watching with the same intensity, you know what I mean?
After this game especially.
Yes.
And I think that might be about how the Florida whole system feels about right now.
The year after this,
They felt like
Arizona State came very, very close to winning a national championship. If they didn't lose to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl late in the game, then they would have been, because Florida had one loss and Arizona State would have been undefeated.
Was that the Pat Tillman Arizona State? Was he playing for them at that time?
I can't say for sure. Jake Plummer was.
Jake Plummer, so I don't think Pat was actually at that time.
So that team came very close to winning a national championship in '96. This 1995 Nebraska team hung 63 on them in the first half.
Wow.
It was 63-0 after a half.
But we lost 19-0 the next year, right?
Right. Terrell Farley couldn't play that one.
Yeah. And Frost was not. So I watched a thing on the 97 Huskers, was I telling you guys? And they really emphasized a lot of Scott Frost kind of his transit. Like, I would say the first half hour was all about his transfer, how, you know, his initial choice of Stanford was obviously criticized in state. And then when he came back, people were kind of like, oh, look who's back, the prodigal son. And he had a lot to overcome in that way with the team.
Charlie McBride said that team beat the holy hell out of him.
Like the defense did at practice?
Just to see, like, are you with us or not?
Right.
What now?
Oh, Scott Frost.
Scott Frost, when he was, what was he, the coach? Who's going to the hospital?
That was
leg
Jaquez Green. It was a hip dislocation,
yes.
they said.
I mean,
that's gnarly.
Yeah, that's... Because he did grab down below. It looked like his knee, but he was grabbing higher on his leg.
But, yeah, Scott Frost would have been on the roster for this game.
Okay.
Because this would have been his redshirt year.
Right. But he was on the scout team at this point.
Yeah.
And they were beating the shit out of him probably now in practice.
Yeah. But he was apparently very useful as a scout team quarterback.
Oh, I would bet.
Chester digging in for Florida. 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit in early '96, and then even early '97 was when he got booed in that Central Florida game.
Yeah. Is this the Frazier run coming up here, and is things still happening good here?
Last game at Nebraska.
Oh yeah, we're in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be getting close. You're just gonna peace out right after that, aren't you?
Well, let's see when it is.
Was it meant to look like a police searchlight on that card of Lawrence Phillips there? They had like a spotlight
I didn't even
moving.
see that. No, I don't think he had been in that. Had he had those incidents at this
Scott
point?
Frost was there.
Well, it was this year where he got in trouble. Scott Frost was on the roster this year.
Oh, okay. This was the thing with his girlfriend.
And then he left. He left the team after this game.
Phillips, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't with the Huskers in '96. He never actually played in the same backfield as Scott Frost.
Okay. Probably for the best.
Total offense is only a difference of 2 yards
Phillips.
better for Lawrence Phillips. Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Ow. Just hit my head on the microphone.
That's not
Look
a
out
great
for
idea.
those microphones, guys. They're right near your head.
I like players like Lawrence Phillips that look like Ndamukong Suh that can run.
Yeah. He's huge.
We're going to miss that. And he's fast.
Gonna miss that?
Yeah.
Yes, we've been missing Lawrence Phillips since that game, actually. Yes.
Well, we're not going to have any big running backs for a while. Well, I mean, maybe like Tompkins looked like he could be pretty big.
Dedrick
Dedrick Mills is a big guy.
But big compared to Lawrence Phillips?
No, there's not a lot of guys who've played the game.
So they
who
called
are
him
like
6 foot or 6'1" and 220 earlier.
I think he seems taller
Well,
than
he's got big pads on.
True.
We said at the very beginning that Florida had to tackle well tonight.
Dedrick Mills is 6 foot 200.
Okay.
He doesn't
Oh,
make
gee, that's not that big.
smaller.
Yeah. What was a
Zigbo?
Zigbo? Was he 220?
He's like 5'10",
I think he was
240.
I think he was 230 something.
Okay.
Like 5'4", 240 is my guess.
6 foot 236.
I don't
Okay.
think a lot of people realize that Florida's got 8
I feel like that 6 foot might be generous.
people up on
For
the
Mills?
to try
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Or no, for
Ziggy.
Zigbo, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Amon Green, I think, ended up being 6 foot 230, but I think he started at Nebraska at 6 foot 200.
Yeah. That's it. Celebrate it. He didn't go down, but
Yeah, we couldn't tackle him, but he didn't.
we stopped him from.
He didn't get 5 yards on us.
Yeah. Is it this play?
Is it?
Or did Florida have another drive? Because I thought I remembered it being closer to the end of the third quarter. But
Yeah,
I could
me
be
too.
wrong.
It's this
It's
part
around
of the
this
field,
part of the
though.
field, yes, right.
I imagine we'll know pretty quickly.
Probably.
This is it.
Make no mistake about it. No, it isn't.
All right, not this drive. Cluster. I love how, like, when my mom was asking who our guest was, she's like, "What's his name again?" I said, "Clester." And she's like, "Well, that's an interesting name." That's a pure mom answer.
Yes. Oh, Clester. Don't hear a lot of Clesters.
Yeah, his name's a real clusterfuck.
Nice. That is a beautiful pass.
Yeah, right on the money.
Accurate passer off the play action fake.
His sons are both pretty good ball players too.
They play in the state?
Well, one is at the University of Wyoming and one is at South Dakota State.
Oh.
They're from Bellevue West, though. He's not a real big fan that neither of them got recruited to Nebraska.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure. Luckily, Frost doesn't have to bear the brunt of that.
No, Frost is not responsible for that. There were rumors that,
They were going to try to come back?
well, that like his Wyoming son might transfer in.
Yeah,
How?
I heard those too. Not just Pat can read magazines, guys.
You know how to read a magazine?
Yeah,
Wow.
online. A digital magazine.
I thought you just used magazines for other stuff. Because you're so old school.
Good block,
Shitting,
Lawrence.
wiping my ass.
No, like porn.
Why would I do that?
It wasn't as good a block as I thought it was. by the
Because
way.
you're old school.
Nah, dude, I'm so old school, I use my memory.
It's a good tool.
Yeah. I jerk off to things I've already done.
Wow. You jerk off to memories of you jerking off.
Sometimes.
It's just it's like an Escher painting.
Nothing's sexier than me jerking off, so might as well.
I disagree.
Well, you
That's
wouldn't.
what
Having-
mirrors
having
are
never
for,
known.
man.
That's what are for?
Mirrors are for. Get
Nah,
it in real
man.
time.
Oh, dear.
Get it in real time.
What's happening?
Tommie Frazier is throwing off his back foot
Oh.
unsuccessfully.
This could... Oh, no. And Frazier's down. He's not going to do anything the rest of the game.
No,
He's gone.
how could he do anything of value after that?
Oh, God, this is where they start to come back.
This is
You can
it.
see
It's over. I
Look
got to
at the
get out of
energy
here.
in
This is
the
like the
crowd.
Wisconsin
There's your
game.
friend. Is your friend a drummer?
Yes.
Is he fat?
I don't know what he was. You keep asking that. I have got to give you guys some practice for when I leave by making a potty break.
All right, enjoy.
Okay. I'm going to break Ryan's toilet.
That diet A&W got you, huh?
Tommie Frazier's going to want that ball back when the night's over with. He had points in the bag.
Yeah, not a great throw, or not a great decision.
But he's going to regret throwing that ball. He's going to dream about it.
That's Willie Rogers.
I don't know that he decked him.
He's holding on to that hamstring, Florida.
Man, he really dug his fingers into his thigh there.
Man, those jackets are cool.
Yeah, they are. Brooke Behringer, everybody.
Quarterback Tommie Frazier, who's been picked off for the second time tonight. Elijah Williams in the backfield. Will this give Florida momentum, or just
who'd have thought in a game that ended up like 62-24 that Brooke Behringer would see less playing time in this national championship than in the year before? I realized Tommie Frazier wasn't super healthy at that point, but it does feel odd.
Well, his backup, I know, would love to see some action in his final game in Nebraska uniform. Brooke Behringer.
Looks like he's just applying lotion to his leg.
Last year, started 7 games, led
who was?
The trainer to Tommie Frazier's leg.
Yeah, it's that steroidal cream.
The cream in the clear?
Yeah.
First 15 from the pocket. Werfel.
Oh.
For a big one. Oh,
that would put you within 3 touchdowns, bro.
In Nebraska territory.
They went after Michael Booker again.
Broke it up.
Joe's back, everybody.
I'm back, guys. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. That was following a Tommie Frazier interception.
Right, I saw the interception.
Oh, Booker did just get his hand on it.
He almost knocked it into his hands, though, actually.
Booker runs with floppy hands.
Maybe his gloves need to be tighter.
Maybe his wrists are loose.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems like he's got to screw his wrists in a little bit tighter.
See, like how my wrists are really tight.
Yeah. What do you have tattooed to your one wrist here? Slice here? Nice. Band of.
Yep.
Of the timing and the rhythm that has been thrown off for Danny Werfel has affected those.
Danny Werfel looks like a bitch.
Turned out he was one in the NFL. He didn't do much.
I mean, he's hung around longer than he probably had any business staying around.
Well, I gotta say, Spurrier put a lot of shitty quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, man.
No. You don't get away. No.
He just looks like a raptor in like Jurassic Park. Like you're done.
Turn him loose.
You're done.
We need a couple linebackers like that.
We got Nick Henricks.
Nick Henricks?
He's an inside
Singular.
linebacker, isn't he?
Yeah.
We need a guy like
Caleb Tanner will be that guy.
That's who we need to go crazy next year.
Who's the white guy with the mohawk? Is he a linebacker? He's a defensive end.
No, he's a linebacker. Garrett Nelson.
Yeah, Garrett Nelson.
With the mullet.
He has a mullet. I was like, a mohawk. That's
Ty Robinson's a DL, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe he's our next Sue.
Well, he's a defensive end.
Maybe he's our next defensive ends version of Sue, which is basically Sue.
This looks like about the yard line where
Sue's
things
almost
happen.
fast enough to be a defensive end in college.
Oh, definitely. If Sue was a defensive end, he would have been a dominant defensive end in college. He's one of the quickest DTs in the league. Him and Levante David will be playing together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a dude that's just jumping around trying to get a ring.
Yes. Well, the ring, though. The Buccaneers, he's just trying a ring this year.
He's just trying to keep,
getting paid.
Yeah. I mean, he's already put in a lot of years as a productive defensive tackle. Like, if you can log another 15 to 20 mil each year, like, might as well.
Well, he's only getting what's he getting, 12 this year?
I think there's some incentives.
Probably.
So Danny Werfel played 6 years. His last one, I think,
Redskins?
Spurrier gave him a shot there.
Yeah, brought him back.
Played 3 with the Saints, then went over to the Ryan Fire.
This is their second string offensive line.
Well, Anderson's still in, but they had a couple guys. I think this guy 69 is second string.
He's been playing for a little while, too. Carpenter is a tight end, but he's basically a lineman.
Yep.
Second down and 5.
I'm going to run, and you're not going to tackle me. Hike.
I like that draw play.
So I guess it's another drive before Frazier
Jesus.
scores the touchdown.
Yeah, we saw it, Bob.
Right into a kicker's net. That's a net that the kickers use.
That might not be Bob Greasy the more I think about it.
The kicker's net. It might be Davidson.
Jim, this is the
No,
I think it's
I was going to say
David.
Gary Danielson.
That's it. That's it. I'm sorry, not Davidson. Gary Daniels. That is who it is. He's up, and then there's a net. A tradition like any other. The kicker's net.
He's good.
Because that run was over 50 yards that he had, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
We were all wrong, by the way. That's Terry Donahue.
Oh, I knew it started with a D.
Not we. I don't know.
Former UCLA coach.
Well, there was more than one of us saying it.
Maybe you
I
and
said
Joe.
I was wrong.
Right.
So then just say Joe and I were wrong. We insinuates all three of us.
Well, you said nothing, so when it's
'Cause I
two
didn't
of us,
know.
well, the Cobcast position was wrong.
Well, you.
If it's two of the
and-
three of us are
no.
wrong, that's it. You only get a half a vote, and Pat and I each
Zero
get
sacks allowed on, what, 7 pass attempts?
The best in the country, Jim. You're looking at Aaron Graham, one of the all-time great centers in Nebraska history. Dave Remington was a great one. This guy's a great one.
I knew Greasy was sounding more and more wrong because I think he was always an ABC guy, and this is CBS.
Oh, yes.
That lost 4 starters off of last year's championship team.
Oh, man, I better see this touchdown.
I mean, how good are they?
That's all I wanted. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is Tommie Frazier running 58 yards down the sideline.
Just this year,
Here it comes. Dishman, he's second string, isn't he?
I always thought
Nah.
Chris Dishman was black.
Well, there's Chris Dishman, a defensive back who's black.
Did he play for Nebraska?
No.
No.
Okay.
Played for the Oilers, though.
I know he did because
Yes.
I always thought he played for Nebraska.
No.
Going to be a second team All-America. Let's put him on the team.
Oh!
Looking to pass.
That
Terrible
was a
pass.
horrible pass.
Lord Phillips was like, damn, that'd have been dope.
All right, I know at what point Tommie Frazier's run is coming.
Is it now?
No.
Is
Is it in the
a long
fourth
ways
quarter?
away?
It's this quarter.
All right.
Nebraska runs play action
Barely.
passes. This looks
I fucking told you it was
exactly
this
like a
quarter,
run.
Joe.
It's at the end of the quarter,
Doesn't
though.
matter. I still said it was this quarter.
You did, you did, you did.
That means I gotta throw 3 tennis balls at your nuts.
You already did that.
I gotta do it again. This is a new bet.
I'll leave the tennis balls here. Your dogs are going to take them, though.
One of the few things that Lawrence Phillips hasn't performed at a high level tonight.
And they never show the clock.
4th and 5.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
The first down yardage. The Gators think they have held them.
There's got to be some sort of penalty
Makovic
coming up.
had to get just past the 25, and they have stopped them.
So it's like with a minute left in the third.
Oh, no. We must not score this drive.
So it's the next drive.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that,
we
Tom
score next
Osborne
drive.
feels that he has to be in a certain area of the field. That would have been
There you
a long
go.
But not necessarily the one you're thinking.
Oh, dear.
He eats up the clock. He
Do you,
just misses by
wanna smoke some weed while we
foot or
wait?
so.
Wow.
Almost makes
You just leaving this to me? Oh, you can do it in here.
Yeah, you didn't.
My goodness. The brazenness, Ryan.
Nebraska's used up almost.
Well, I don't need to.
minutes on the clock in this quarter. 6 minutes to go.
I'll watch the game like a true fan.
I'm watching.
I'm watching too.
I'm at least looking towards the screen.
Second on the play.
Well, I'm trying to figure out where my wife is.
And now can
Oh, do they
get
score?
one-on-one coverage? They do. Hilliard.
At some point, yes.
Hilliard going out
2 more
of bounds
touchdowns.
At midfield. Michael Booker, he
They score the final touchdown of the game.
They do?
Mhm.
Against those players you were talking about that finally get to go in.
The bump and run coverage is what Nebraska has played most of the night. Florida has had difficulty trying to beat it, but on this particular play,
Oh,
we're
I'm glad-
putting the ball right where it
I'm glad he
needs to
scored a
be
touchdown.
to make a
Who?
beautiful pass.
Gators
You just have to
lead
watch to
9
see.
From the 50.
I'm going to stop giving so much away.
But I'm not going to be here.
Well,
I'm missing it all.
That's on you.
It's on that bird, my kids.
It's not the bird's fault.
You're right. I did push the bird out of the nest earlier before I came here.
You can make a decision.
Yeah, you guys are encouraging me to crush the bird.
Well, just to put it out of its misery.
Well, I'll ask it if it's miserable.
How come they don't give Terrell Farley's major?
His major was crack.
No.
Chemistry.
Get him.
Ooh.
A chemical street engineer.
Chris Doring has disappeared a little bit after that first quarter.
He
Or
did.
would it be street chemical engineer?
What?
The guy that makes crack. Street chemical engineer?
Like a Heisenberg type character?
Yeah.
I didn't even see him on the
more
field.
Jesse. More Jesse than Heisenberg.
Yes, definitely. Well, Jesse, you know, I guess he was in that show throughout, but I feel like he became less and less of a major part. It became more about
No.
I saw him when we went to brunch like a month or two ago.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Jesse's the one that won the whole thing.
Well, true. At the end, yes.
Basically, what's his name? Sacrifices himself for Jesse
In a way, yeah.
and his family. His son.
Yeah, Wistrom's arms are nothing like what they were on the Rams.
Or probably what they are now.
Yes.
Grant Wistrom was a smart player, too.
Yep.
Like, he was very fast, very smart.
Pre-pharmacy. I wonder if he's a post-pharmacy now.
Is that Grant Wistrom?
Oh, yeah.
Picked off again. Intercepted.
Eric Stokes.
I'm stoked. I feel a good thing coming, right? No? Are they going to score
a
twice?
good thing.
Ah, for God's sake.
Like that pose, that picture right there of
Oh,
Spurrier.
every shot of Spurrier the last 30 minutes has been...
Upskirt. Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Too long a skirt.
What?
It was too long a skirt.
Man, not if you have eyes like mine.
Private eyes. They're going to score twice in this quarter, you're telling me?
I'm not telling you anything,
Oh.
but maybe.
Eric Stokes.
Well, I'm going to go after some score.
Giving it back to the Cornhuskers with 4 minutes and change remaining third quarter.
Eric Stokes, one, he is a Lincoln kid. He played 2 years in the NFL, and then he's been, since 2002, he's...
You got to stop throwing it.
Eric Stokes has been an NFL executive for the last 18 years.
Wow, what team's he working for currently?
The Dolphins since
Their
2014.
team's red, and we're wearing white. We never wear red. I know what red is. Okay. Well, it just seems like you're throwing it to the red guys.
What's your favorite part of these games?
What? The shots of
Spurrier?
You being the Spurrier.
As soon as you leave Joe, I'll become Spurrier.
Ooh, I like the transition to Ryan Spurrier. Can I get a little taste, or?
Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm going to go play golf. I'm going to go play golf. I guess not in the morning. Maybe I got to play golf in the afternoon.
That seems like an impression of an impression to me.
No.
Well, then my impression's pretty right on. This is it, right here. Nope. Oh, he did a lot of jumping at the end of his runs.
Phillips went airborne a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Around those defenders and then somersaults down to the 41-yard line.
The lighting's pretty shitty.
It is. I just noticed the cameras are I guess you just adjust as technology does, but when you look back, that is some crappy image.
Well, also, it's probably the cameras, because my guess is that you couldn't get the f-stop so low that you could run decent-looking footage.
Here comes camera talk with Ryan, everybody.
It's all analog, too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of problems with it.
They go fullback up the middle with Makovica.
All right, I'm giving this 2 more plays.
Well, you're gonna miss.
They're gonna miss the Frazier touchdown.
If you give it we're at the like
We're close. There's Turner.
We're at the like 2.5, 3 minute mark of the third quarter.
And he's going to score in the third quarter here, you're saying.
Correct.
Clinton Childs. I think he's going to get a touchdown based on what you said earlier, friend. Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, good effort. Really wish he could have gotten Clester a touchdown.
Sorry, Clester.
That's okay.
So is Clester a big fan of the Big Red Cobcast?
He seems to. I mean,
he listens?
He's done it 3 times for us.
Wow. Is that the most appearances by a guest?
Nah. Charlie's done 3.
Oh, yeah. I've been to 2 with Charlie.
Grant Wisdom's done 2 or
2.
3.
You should...
Here's your one score.
What? Oh, my goodness.
I like the strut.
I don't even remember that one.
Tom Osborne hates that strut, though.
Does he?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, at this point... well, I got to go.
No, you don't.
All right.
You got it.
Are they going to get a turnover here? I mean, how's this ball turn over so quick?
You got another solid 5 minutes.
Oh, dear.
You said till 3.
I did. I actually should have been home by 3,
But that's not what you said, Joe.
Oh, boy.
I would have gotten here at 10 if that was that.
What? We could have done 10. I would have done 10. Too late.
I would have had to cancel
a
couple things, but...
Well, then don't do that. Don't cancel things. You should
Man, he's averaging almost 10 yards a carry.
I bet it goes up.
All right, I know what it is, but I want to take your bets on the yardage of that touchdown run that's coming up.
62. No, that's not right. 54.
I was going to say 58.
Okay. I've got him locked in.
We're gonna get the answer soon here.
Yep.
I don't want the ball to go. You want the ball to 37.
If we're going by Price is Right rules, you're both still eligible. None of you went over.
Nobody went over.
So then Joe's closer.
Probably.
No, that's what I said. Nothing along those lines.
He has to be.
No.
If neither one of us went over,
unless you were closer.
Right. You could still be closer.
But he would have gone over then.
Oh, interesting. What? Not if it's closer to yours. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. I win.
God damn it! Why am I an idiot?
Good figuring, Ryan.
Yeah, that happened quickly too.
Oh, he's got a cramp. He's out of the game. He's done. I gotta go, guys. He's not going to do it, obviously.
Those pleated slacks look good, though.
If he's not going back in the game, then why would I stay and watch?
They were going for Frazier, but they were also zooming in on that old man's ass.
That was a specific fetish of that cameraman. Old man ass. Oh, no need to push. Oh, he helped him up. How nice.
Looking for Jerome Evans. Wistrom and Saltzman were in on the quarterback. Werfel.
Man, Florida really makes a game go a long time, even when it's cut down.
Pressure all night. More so than he's ever.
What's that?
Florida really makes a game go a long time with their style of play, even when it's cut down.
Yes. And also, it's like, I guess at this point, they're resolved to the loss. But there's no hurry up or anything.
Well, it was incomplete, so the clock stopped.
Oh, right. But they just don't seem, I mean, they've gotten the shit kicked out of them so badly.
That they have. Oh!
Did he get it first?
Well, he got a lot of Huskers all up in his face.
Terry Jackson.
Jim Nat. Oh, he said tradition. For you, Joe.
Tradition.
Thought you were going to do another Masters impression.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. A tradition like any other. The Jackson 3.
Poor Terry, he doesn't get the Willie name either.
No.
Broke the cover barrier on the Gator football team when he Started playing there in 1969. They've all worn in 22. And here's Werfel getting away from the heat, finding an open man. Here's a play.
Oh, there he is again.
Yeah.
Garbage time, Ken.
30 yards on that one.
All right, so Florida's in scoring range.
I see this.
I mean, literal scoring range.
Danny Werfel runs the reverse
no.
fake here.
What?
That means they're going to score really fast.
Makes a nice move to
Come on, Chad.
and finds Chris Doring open on the sideline.
You had a sack there, man.
Florida's a very prideful team, Jim. They're not going to lie down. They're a tough group of competitors. They're the number
Oh,
two
God
team
damn it.
in the
What's
league.
happening?
Don't forget it.
Somehow my phone got hooked up to YouTube, and every time my phone rings,
Is that a touchdown?
it turns on the YouTube.
That's amazing.
The touchdown or that the YouTube went on?
There's still a lot of craziness right before Tommie Frazier's eventual touchdown.
5-yard strike.
What an odd setup you've got going here.
Fucking weird.
Well, folks, you just, while we were doing stuff here, Florida was scoring a meaningless touchdown.
Yeah.
Nice pass, though. Actually, the
Hell
catch
of
is
a
better.
catch. That adjustment. I don't know that he got his foot in though, with control.
Yeah. Not enough replay to care.
The
They're going for two.
the Tostitos logo on the sidelines at times sometimes looks like a certain type of tagging on the wall.
Oh, right. Maybe that was influenced by the early Tostitos logo. Oh, we got us a ball game, folks. All right. I'll cancel the final 18. See, I did it again. Get ready, Ryan. You're going to be taking over after. This
Ooh,
next-
that was a passionate fist bump there.
By Hilliard, looking back.
1 foot.
And a great
1
throw.
foot.
Watch where this ball is placed for the receiver.
But does he have the foot down when he...
I don't think he does. I don't think that back foot was
no,
still
I
down
don't
when he
know that
finally
it
hauled it
was.
in.
Judgment was the left foot down as...
So really, we should have won by 46.
No, I give him that.
He doesn't have control yet. Look, he's still
you're
juggling.
right. You're right. Even after the second foot got in.
Yeah,
Looks like
that I
they
didn't see right away.
Really does. I
They
think
may have gotten away with one there, but
They should be ashamed of themselves.
They really should be.
best seat in the house.
Goddamn refs.
52 seconds to go in quarter number 3.
You know the only thing worse than refs?
Leading 42-18.
Pedophiles.
Florida has just snapped that,
They are definitely worse than refs.
Yeah, I think there's other things in between those two, but
game tonight, where Nebraska-
that's a thing worse than
And also,
refs.
pedophiles are worse than most things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Between pedophiles
What are
and
things
refs,
that
there
are
other
worse
bad
than
things.
pedophiles?
Can't really think of one off the top
I
of my
guess pedophile murderers.
Genocidal.
Pedophiles?
Yeah, I think if you put pedophile on anything, it makes it the worst version of it. So I guess you take the second
Like
or
if you
the next
if
worst
you
thing.
had pedophilic Hitler,
Right,
that would be worse.
That's worse. Right.
What about like
Number one
what
wants
about,
to start something.
Pedophilic grocery store clerk,
Worse than a regular grocery store clerk.
but a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Right. Whereas pedophilic Hitler is probably not that much worse than regular Hitler.
He's too busy
I see what you're
committing
saying.
genocide.
Right.
Genocide.
Right. Jesus, genocide. but
Genocide.
You're close. Yeah, you're right. When you make a grocery store clerk into a pedophile, it is worse than making a genocidal maniac a pedophile. I like your moral conundrum that you've proposed to us.
Uh-oh.
What? You're going to miss the run?
I hope he doesn't turn around right now.
Can I get my team back into the game? A pass here, a pass there. All of a sudden I can get
You're going to miss it?
There's Clinton Childs, the
You're gonna
about to
talk
miss it.
during it.
tonight. He was in on that last series also that resulted
Hey,
in
can I call you back in a minute?
run, but again, he was the one who replaced
I'm
him
on my way
in
home.
the third game of the season against Arizona State,
All right.
and the first play for the Cornhuskers in that
Okay.
game. He went
He's about
No,
to
I'm
miss
going
it.
right now. I'm going to get home and then I'm going
had
to bring it up.
143 yards in the game
All right,
before
all
he injured a knee and lost
He's gonna
his
miss
starting
it.
position to injury.
Well, all three of their tailbacks are over.
You
7
barely.
yards per carry
Oh, it was much longer than I thought it was.
More numbers, more
It was much longer than I thought it was.
That's a 17-second play. Hey, there's Quinn Hogriff.
He tackles, can one man
It's a 17-second play. 75 yards.
Wow. Well, he's standing there for about 4 seconds. All right. I made it to the end of the third quarter.
Well, there's still a second left.
Oh, all right. Can't wait to hear your impressions when I listen back.
Yeah, you'll never listen back.
No.
How in trouble are you?
A little bit.
Very much in trouble. I heard him. She goes.
Hey, don't forget your water bottle.
Steve Spurrier
Thank you.
made this statement. We have got to tackle well.
Bye.
See you, Joe.
She said, his wife, I could hear her on the phone, and she said, oh, you're not home yet.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think I heard
wow.
that too.
That's the son of a man that ran to the front door. Can you hold the ship down for 15 seconds while I run to the refrigerator and get a root beer?
Sure.
You want a Coors Light?
No, I need water.
You want a water?
Sure.
And this in his final game as the Nebraska quarterback.
Okay. I'm fine covering while Tweety is getting me a drink. There's Quint. There's Quint Hogriff. Auburn, Nebraska. Auburn Bulldog. Great running back. 4-year letter winner as a linebacker, which was aided quite a bit by Nebraska playing teams like Pacific while he was a Husker. Yeah. That stadium still sucks, but go Nebraska. I know I'm supposed to be holding down the fort while Tweety's gone, but we should just listen to the fight song. Thank you. I think that was everyone's favorite part of this game was Steve Spurrier's expressions.
Yeah, Steve Spurrier's stupid.
I admire his emotional honesty. Didn't try to hide anything.
That will end things in the third quarter. Riedel Anthony to the 36-yard line, but through 3.
I got my plane ticket to Turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to Turkey.
Yeah, I am.
There's Quint. What are you doing in Turkey?
Just going there for like 10 days.
You in Arena?
Yeah.
Does she have family there?
It's just a cool country.
Cool. You going to Istanbul?
Yeah. Last time we went to Antalya.
When did you go last time?
3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like her mom met me and her and then her brother. It was pretty awesome. I was like the only American at the resort. There was like a couple of Australians and then a bunch of Russians. It was basically a Russian resort in Antalya. In Turkey.
That's cool.
I gotta ride 4-wheelers in the Ural Mountains and nobody spoke English.
Oh, that's cool.
So all the groups sort of broke up into their own like ethnicity because then they could talk to people. You know?
Yeah, that happens.
It makes sense. And everybody like
that happens just where people live.
Yeah. And everybody and like since I was the only American and Irina's brother was with me, I was with the Russians. And it was just sort of agreed among every other race or every other nationality that the French sucked. Like there was like 3 or 4 French guys, and it was like, oh god, the fucking French people.
I think my grandpa wasn't a big fan of either the French or the English when he served in the Korean War.
Because they all act like they're better than us. It's too bad we fucking own everything.
I'm trying to think of how many Cobcast guests are involved in this game. Right now, I've come up with 3.
Who's that? Grant?
Clester Johnson, Charlie McBride.
Grant.
Yeah. Well, I was adding... Oh, Christian. So that's 4. I was adding on to you saying Grant.
Chad Kelsey.
5.
Was Chris Kelsey in this game?
No, this was Chad's true freshman year.
Ralph Brown?
No. I think Ralph's first year was next year.
Behind quarterback Mark Grant in the spring of '92.
I think that's it.
Grant broke a
Milt.
collarbone, so it gave him
6.
the job. And now in the fall, he ends up just a few weeks before the season opener suffering the same injury, broken collarbone.
Aaron Taylor, there's 7.
Okay.
We tried for Lawrence.
Yeah.
We've never had him on, have we?
Who?
Amon Green.
No.
You know, Jim, I think one of the things that you have to keep in perspective is that Florida is the second-ranked team in the country. Danny Werfel is one of the best players ever.
Anybody else?
I can't think of anybody. Is Matt Davis?
No. 97 was his first year.
Yeah.
We're up to 7, though. That's solid.
It is solid.
I'm proud of that. There are a few more who I would like to see, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Aaron Graham.
Yeah. That would be great.
Tommie Frazier would be great.
Oh, yeah. We could probably make that happen.
Maybe. You'd have to really want to. It probably would depend on the day you asked him. You know? Like,
yeah.
How you got a hold of him.
When Notre Dame defeated West Virginia in 1989.
I imagine the further someone gets away from their career, the more likely they are to do things, though, because
people want to get that fame back.
Well, and people are less likely to be drawn in by them because there are more people
unless you're Tommie Frazier and unless you're Tom Osborne and unless you're Johnny Rogers.
But that's Johnny Rogers is because he kind of helps keep it up himself. He works at it.
Yeah, maybe. But he'll also be a dick about it. Like that's how Tommie Frazier is. Like Tommie Frazier was really cool when we got him to interview through these gates. When we did the grand opening, or not the grand opening, the premiere, whatever it was in Lincoln.
Chad!
He the fumble.
He helped cause that. Like he smothered the returner who muffed it. Chad was a big part of that play.
First time tonight, I was beginning to wonder if the starting punter was even going to be able to say that he played in the championship game.
Man, I can't wait till football season.
Yeah, I can't wait till basketball season either.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna miss. No, I'll be back in August.
When are you going to Turkey?
I think my ticket's like July 20th.
How long you gone?
10 or 11 days.
Oh, yeah, you'll be good. The first game, actually, I think technically is in August this year. August 31st. Oh.
Saw option 1 close down, went for option 2, and Lawrence Wright jumped in front of Mark Gilman.
He's got newer looking pads than everyone else. Like, our guys look like they've got the crazy ass pads. Well, not Jesse Cush because he's a punter.
Action at last, the punter.
Jim, this guy was a high school running back, rushed for 3,000.
That's funny. A lot of players today look like punters of yesterday.
He's probably the 8th-string tailback.
He looks like a tight end today.
Oh, just because of the pads?
The pads and just he's bigger. Like players today are just big for Nebraska.
2nd and 10. Pitch.
Man, they're still riding with Lawrence and Tommie.
Yeah, they're proving a point.
You'd figure, though, in this scenario, you would have brought Brooke Behringer in a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I know he didn't think that Brooke Behringer was about to die,
right.
But he was a senior who wrote it out.
Yeah.
When he could have very easily transferred at any point.
In this game, Florida's rhythm offensively was really taken away from them by the Nebraska pressure.
3rd and 4. Shotgun.
Yeah, this game is a lot quieter, or this bonus episode is a lot more quiet and calm without Joe.
I mean, well, every bonus episode, about 4th quarter, Joe leaves.
Yeah.
And it happens this way every time. It's usually the end of the day, too, with a podcast, a Facebook Live, and a bonus episode. We're still kicking, though. But, yeah, Joe's weak. He's weak.
Nebraska can hit you in so many different places. It's so hard to get a hold of that offense.
And Joe's wife runs his life, and he's afraid of her.
She's great, though. I like her.
She's all right. She's good. I like Molly.
Yeah. Rob Zadika. I think he's got a son who is potentially looking at playing. Or am I wrong on that? He's Husker Doc Talk, though.
Yeah. No, Zadika never came on, did he?
No. I meant he's got a son who's. I was just thinking. I think he's got a son who's a lineman, but I may be mixing up
like
people.
He's gonna be. He's gonna. They should start recruiting soon.
Yeah. Did that drop Frazier below his 200?
A true freshman comes in to drop the quarterback and hurt his total a little.
He'll get it back.
Johnny Rutledge, the Florida coaches.
I'm going to see if you're right.
Like this one will be the next great All-American.
Of course I'm right.
At Florida. He came there. He was a man as a freshman.
Yes, most of these 18-year-olds, you know, that you see them when they walk on campus. They come as kids and they leave the program.
49-18.
Damn, we still put up 13 more points.
Yeah. Here's one of them.
Frazier's total on 3rd and goal. Phillips with that last effort found the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
Either this drive or the next, we bring in a backup kicker.
3rd and goal at the 15.
Which would explain why it's 13 instead of 14.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not Tommie Frazier, it's Lawrence Phillips up the middle.
I'm ready to hear that fight song.
Yeah, dude. I'm ready to win some fucking games. It's been so long.
That's 2 blocked extra points in this game.
Yeah.
Fred Weary is trying to
Come on, Dan Young.
for an added 2 points.
Is he the special teams coach?
He was assistant offensive line, and I think he did special teams as well. That's how you know the line matters, when you've got an assistant offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Terry, what was that comment about what plays does Florida
Damn.
have to rush with tonight?
Well, the offensive
He's got more
line
rushing yards than pass yards.
many of the running
I guess
plays
that's
against this
standard.
Nebraska
Yeah.
defense, and you can't blame them. They're the
Just depends on whether or not he was forced to
Ooh,
pitch
what
or
a
not. Yeah,
block.
someone for Nebraska is down.
Someone died on that play.
A flag back at the 20-yard line. Mike
Oh.
Fulton on the tackle. Let's give Florida's Mike Peterson credit, by the way, on that extra.
Think this guy ever goes to the gym?
Knocking that one down.
Who?
This ref.
No.
Twice this evening.
Not even on the elliptical.
Dale Anthony,
Maybe.
little gimpy, leaving the field.
He probably gets pretty good exercise just refereeing.
Yeah, that's true. Letterman.
Yeah.
After your late local news,
He was one of my favorites.
David Letterman will return.
I like him. I like his show on Netflix, too.
I haven't had a chance to watch it, and I really want to.
The Kanye West episode is,
So from the 11-yard line, we have a new quarterback, Eric.
Is what?
awkward, but good.
He loves awkward episodes. Dave Letterman had
They
plenty
argue
of
about
awkward interviews.
They argue about Trump.
All he did in his one start was
Yeah, Letterman's not a fan.
And they argue about like women, like what was it? There's something they argue about. Oh, about like Hillary. I think it's something to the effect of like if you like Trump, you're not a sexist, like Hillary kind of stuff. I can't remember, but I remember it got really awkward.
Oh, there's your dead Nebraska player. By the way, Florida's got a different quarterback in right now.
Who is it?
Kresser, I think was his name. So Nebraska scores one more touchdown. Guesses on who scores it.
Presser having a hard time with his footing, but McGriff makes another grab. Travis McGriff, his father was a wide receiver and a good one at Florida.
I wonder if Travis McGriff is related to Justin McGriff.
I'm going to say I doubt it.
What's that?
I doubt it.
Oh, yeah, I doubt it too.
Oh, that's for Florida, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
But looking at him closer, I still doubt it.
Oh.
Jim, I think this is good move by
It's a woman.
Steve Spurrier putting
Yes.
Next season, you never know what's
I'm gonna guess
you get him into a championship game like this, give him some real
a
experience.
linebacker.
Is the one who scores the next touchdown?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Give
me a hint.
Well, it's an offensive player.
Okay.
It is a reasonable guess in this game, though, to guess
Yeah.
defensive player.
That's why I thought you were trying to make me guess. I thought it'd be like less obvious. Amon Green.
I'll give you one more, and I'm not going to tell you
Well, he's got a beautiful throwing
whether you're right or wrong.
And he and Danny Werfel are two of the top players in the country at their position. They're both outstanding.
Does Tracy Wistrom play for this team?
He does not. Grant was only a sophomore in this game.
Oh.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it is crazy.
He has one more national championship left in him after this, giving him 3 in 4 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Brooke Behringer.
2nd and 10 from the
Okay.
47.
He at least is involved in the touchdown if he doesn't directly score it. Because I doubt that would happen. So Brooke Behringer
Took a little hit, low hit as he was trying
to
find a target across the middle.
who are all the receivers on this team?
Not much respect.
Brendan Holbein, Reggie Ball, Clester Johnson,
25 straight.
John Vedral.
Nebraska practice.
Ball.
And I had competed against Nebraska for
Behringer
6
to Ball.
years, and-
That's my prediction.
I was so impressed with that football program. It's a program.
You think they're still going to be passing?
He built it.
No. I just. Oh, I know who it is. Who's the fullback?
It's the strongest
Makovica?
Makovica.
program.
You should have just given up. Like you've already guessed it.
Oh, Amon Green?
No.
Oh.
And the #1 team in Nebraska.
I told you I wasn't going to tell you if you got it.
Dominant
Oh.
in every single area.
So Brooke Behringer to Reggie Ball, huh?
And then #2 in the final poll, Tennessee. Although Tennessee lost to Florida this year, those two will be
4th and 10.
I
2
think,
and 3.
I really think Florida should.
Key stop here, guys.
They beat them head to head.
They beat them head to head.
That has to be weighted, you would think.
Florida sucks.
This is just now like an ugly, ready for it to be over game. Like for everyone on the field.
And for everybody in the podcast.
55-18 is pretty significant.
Yeah, that's worse than. Wasn't that worse than the Clemson game last year, wasn't it?
6:45 remaining.
Here's Brooke.
Pictures for the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl provided by News Hawk 5 helicopter, KPHO in Phoenix.
Their backup would have been a starter in the NFL.
Brother of the starter.
Backup quarterback for
Yeah.
Nebraska? Oh, yeah. Well, and
In at quarterback now.
they had dudes who were backups in a bunch of positions.
Is that Warren Buffett?
I don't think so.
Bowl team. It was not the Fiesta Bowl. It was the Rose Bowl. Henry Roan, fullback, and right
Old
here,
guys.
Roy,
Old guys who used to play.
Cowboy Roy Petch, they call him, the starting quarterback. What do you think of tonight's game?
Oh, a great game. I never thought it would be this, but
But yeah, Amon Green, the all-time leading rusher for the Green Bay Packers, was a backup on this team.
Yeah, no shit.
Chad Kelsey and Mike Rucker both played in the NFL. They were backups on the defensive line. That's crazy.
Big run there by Amon Green. Let's check up at the booth, Jim.
Yeah, they've broken another big one here. 42 yards for Amon Green.
You know, it doesn't matter, Jim, which tailback is in
They're not
the
called
game.
tailbacks, Terry. They're eye-backs.
And that's the second string
Yeah, you
offensive
fucking
line
idiot.
in there right now.
Terry.
You just sound like you're talking to a stepdad you hate. Get out of my room, Terry.
Into the line for about 5.
I'm trying to find that score.
For Alabama.
Clemson won by 28, which is 10 points less than what Nebraska won by.
Yeah, Clemson sucks.
44-16.
Very strong. No one was fat, out of shape.
Who do you think's gonna? How many more years do you think Saban's a coach?
2, maybe. Man, Damon almost got a touchdown. I thought that was.
Just a few inches shy of the goal line. Tico Brown.
Oh, so quarterback sneak with Baringer.
There you go. You see, you got it. I didn't mean to give it away for the rest. Oh yeah, he's down. Whoa! The younger Makovica got splattered at the end.
He went out with an ankle, and that's when it opened the door at last for the freshman Amon Green, who took it for 1,000 yards the rest of the way during the season.
They just keep bringing the tailbacks at you.
There you go, Brooke. Man, that's a. The more you think about it, that's a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah.
It's a very echoey celebration.
I wish you would look right in the camera like, fuck Florida! That's why you don't put fucking video cameras in people's faces when you don't know what they're going to say.
Well, it's not so much the video camera, it's the microphone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because for some reason, people don't seem to care when they can lip read people saying, fuck off!
Oh, yeah.
But you get the microphone on them.
People get all upset.
Yeah.
Waverly, Nebraska, he boots it through. 62-18.
Nice haircut. 4-4-4.
All right, Terry.
That's what time's left.
Oh.
You want to go over them right now, or is it not necessary?
You know the name of that backup kicker kicking lefty? Ted Retzloff.
You knew I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sorry. There's your final score.
Down the sideline, he ran one back against Auburn. He's got one tonight against Nebraska.
Special teams did not.
92
It was probably the closest thing to a not bright spot in this game. Also, why did Riddell Anthony point to the back of his jersey and then do like a shotgun move like when you're down by 38?
But if you just keep competing, you have a chance.
Because that's what he always did when he scored that. Both times.
Here they come. Well, they faked that
over pursuit.
On the kick,
and then a good block on Chris Brown.
Able to get past Chris Brown.
I love it when players just keep fighting and keep competing. I'll tell you,
I love it when players keep fighting even though they're losing. I don't. I wish they would just take a knee.
Like, honestly, what are you going to do? Like, you think that's going to make things better? Like, giving up? Like,
nobody remembers that play except you.
But what I'm saying is, like Terry Donahue saying, like, oh, I love it when they, like, it's not going to be, it's not going to make things better for them when if they quit. It's going to get worse. Oh, Jared Tomich.
And Nebraska continues to
look at this. They got a chance to pick up two. It's Christian Peter.
You know what? I always thought, remember when I was saying there was this play in the 93 game against Florida State where the lineman ran the ball all the way back? Remember that?
Yeah.
I had it mixed up. It was this play.
I think I even remembered thinking that.
This is the one. That's funny.
But I don't think it counted. I think they called him down.
They called him down. That was what I was saying, was that we had the O-line that scored the touchdown in the Florida State game. And which would have won us the game against Florida State, and they called it back, and that play never came. And I remember being like, what the fuck? But it was this. I've just had them mixed up in my head.
So, just so you know, we got another 4:31 of game clock with no more scoring.
Great.
Means, we get to see Quint Hogriff actually on the field then when the defense gets back out on the field. Another Auburn Bulldog.
Individual rushing record had been held by Mike Rozier.
He looks upset.
He does look a little distraught.
I feel bad for him.
Do you?
Psych!
There you go. He looks tired and a little bit lost.
Yeah. And a little bit like, I thought I was going to get so much pussy tonight.
Here's the thing. Still probably will.
Yeah, but it won't be the same. It won't be the same.
Won't be as euphoric.
No.
I mean,
it'll be sad pussy.
You can enjoy yourself still.
No.
Put it out of your brain. Just enjoy the moment.
You can't.
Put your pads back on, Tommy.
70 yards above their season average. Most yards ever.
Someone runs on the sideline, you get hit. It's going to hurt. You'll get a blood clot.
I can't believe he never even got a shot in the pros.
Well, because he ended up getting more blood clots right before.
Yeah.
That, and he wasn't a particularly great passer. He did not want to change positions.
You know, a year or two, Tom Osborne changed his preparation.
Can't really say I blame him.
Well, he got signed by the Canadian Football League team and then ended up not being able to play for them because of the blood clots.
We don't have the timing that you need on the option.
Man, it's too bad his body just betrayed him like that. But really, the fact that he was able to stay healthy for the bulk of his college career is kind of nuts.
Went to the practice field and started working for this game. He believed that the Nebraska coaching staff believed that it really.
Man, Brooke is a pretty fluid runner, really.
And for their offense in sync. And sure enough, tonight they put it over 60 points on the board.
I think they're in sync.
I think they're having their timing.
They've thrown everything but the.
Shut up, Jim.
You know, as they say, Joe Makovica ran at that time. Yeah, they had lost 7 straight bowl games.
Well, you know,
before last year.
Those old school Husker hats are cool again.
They're hard to win. You're always playing a good team.
It's, you know.
Man, that was a rough patch.
It last year. Now we're about to win a 2nd straight national championship. 4th and a yard to go. Armand Green reaching for it. And he's going to have enough for the first down.
I wish that I knew, like, is it true that Tom Osborne never swore?
From everyone I've ever talked to, yeah.
Or is it just he's like every other male Nebraskan and only swore in front of other male Nebraskans when no one can ever prove that he did it, and then everybody always lied about each other doing it?
I think if you just get in a habit, because when I was on radio, I got a piece of advice from, well, I went to this thing where the Titans announcer and the Vanderbilt announcer were both saying they just don't swear in their regular lives because you don't want to accidentally bring it onto the air and then ruin your career. So I just started taking swearing out of my everyday life. And I think he just made it a habit, but like, I think he could still express anger without it.
Yeah. I wonder how. Like, maybe like when they got back to the locker room, he would just punch them in the face.
You saw his histrionics on that one where he was like, where he wanted a timeout and was like really pissed earlier. And he seemed pretty pissed in that Florida State Orange Bowl too.
Yeah. Now they hire coaches to keep you from getting in trouble.
2nd and 7.
As a coach, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, they essentially had, they essentially had one of those then too. It's just they assign it to a certain position.
That physically pulls you off the field.
Yeah, that's usually like a manager or an operations guy, or in some cases, one of the assistant strength and conditioning guys, because you know they're going to be strong.
Academic All-Americas? Wouldn't it be All-Americans?
Yeah.
Way to fuck it up, Bob. Way to fuck it up, Terry.
God damn it, Terry. Told you to stay out of my room.
3rd and 7, and Matt Turman in at quarterback.
Turman.
Turman on the pitch to Child.
Turman thought he had a real chance at winning the starting job the next year.
Getting the first down. Just 1:15
He did not.
Poor Turman.
Be able to run it out.
He's a walk-on. Be like Bunch winning the job.
Hey, man, did Bunch beat Kansas?
This one will sting for a long time, but
State?
No, he did not hand the ball off 50 times to Lawrence Phillips.
Preseason number 1.
I think they will.
Lawrence Phillips had like a broken hand or something too.
Probably along with Tennessee.
Like that's
Can't rule out Nebraska though.
that's something right there. Like
Pick them again.
we know our starting running back has a broken hand, but it's gonna be way better if we just hand it off to him a bunch of times.
Third-teamers tonight, even when the game was still on the line, contributing.
Well, I think Florida's had a great year.
Danny looks like a doofus.
And the Florida players
A goddamn turtleneck.
Doofus.
They're going to remember a lot of the good times they had, and this
He looks like he eats rocks.
And wonders why he's got broken teeth.
Yeah.
Come on, James! Get there! Oh!
What's his first name?
James.
What's his last name?
Sims. He was like late 20s by the time he finished at Nebraska. He joined late. Man, we could have. That was Solich.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They know better than to try to do that on Tom Osborne.
Man, we should have gone for 70.
Got one of the assistant coaches. Those guys are smart.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, they could have too.
Yeah.
No, they're going to go for the coach. They got him after all.
He doesn't mind, not now.
He's like, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, I need to go gloat.
Come on, Tom. Go ahead, crack a smile. You have won a second straight national championship. 25.
Someone's got a real impressive suspenders and tie combo walking right next to him.
College football history. And tonight, we talk about domination.
It's a weird Goodyear blimp shot there. Awfully shaky.
We may have seen one of the best teams.
You did see the best team in college football, Terry.
Yeah, fucking idiot. Terry. Dumb son of a bitch.
No one asked you, Terry.
All right.
Tommie Frazier's picture looks a little more informal than Chris Doring's.
Yeah. Nebraska didn't even try.
They're like, just take a camera into the bathroom. You'll just find a white wall.
62-24, the greatest fucking football team in the history of football.
Yeah, and they weren't even favored. There we go. Guys, there's our bonus episode. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Fatty rides a bus.
Fair as a bus.
This has been a Boardwalk Audio podcast. For more information and shows, visit boardwalkaudio.com. Don't forget to rate and subscribe now.
The Sea of Red, Husker Nation.
See what makes Nebraska fans the greatest fans in college football with a new movie directed by Lincoln native Ryan Tweedy.
Through These Gates.
The perfect gift for Husker fans.
Available on DVD now at huskerfilm.com.